last guy in the outfield or infield. The guy kind of does everything. You put him in there, and he kind of throws softball pitches. They bloop it up there, and every guy comes up and is trying to hit a home run. I just crack up, man. In a sport, where everybody gets mad when you run it up or something, and the guy's throwing bloop pitches up there, and every guy comes up going, I got to hit a home run. I mean, he's going to, if he bloops this in the middle, I got to rip it. So I was cracking up last night watching that, or excuse me, this morning watching that. I thought it was pretty funny. Anyway, we do have a lot of news to get to here this morning. Starting with that baseball game last night, because this is a big series. If they're going to make a run, we're down to the last quarter of the season. They're kind of hanging around, but losing the Phillies for a second game. Alcantara on the mound tonight. But something happened in the game. And listen, man, it's been a nice story. It's a nice story. I don't always agree, and I think they've made some stupid base running mistakes. I really do. It was so bad, Woody, when Jamie came in today. Jamie's doing a podcast for the Marlins. I was like, hey, man, let me ask you a question. So last night, Wheeler's struggling, who at times looks like one of the best pitchers in baseball for the Phillies. He's struggling in the fifth inning, walks a couple of guys, walks back-to-back guys, actually. Can't throw strikes. They got Xavier Edwards comes up, gets a base hit, scores a run. And you got two outs. Marcy goes to third base, and Xavier Edwards decides he's going to turn his base hit into try to get to second base and gets thrown out, inning over. And so you don't give another guy a chance with a struggling pitcher to drive in another run. I know it's a little thing, and maybe it doesn't make a difference in the game. But these things happen, and listen, Skip's been good. He comes on the show. And I know, well, we're aggressive. We're trying to generate runs, and we're doing whatever, and I want to be aggressive to make up for whatever we lack in our lineup every day, and we got some guys injured. I know the whole thing. I hate, you got a little something going. For some reason, Wheeler's at 90-something pitches in the fifth inning, and he can't throw strikes. And you're like, you get a hit. And by the way, Xavier Edwards, one of your best hitters, makes a lot of contact, comes out with a big hit, but then he gets thrown out at second, like stupid. Hits a cutoff man coming back in, and that's it. If you're going to get any of those opportunities again in the game.
You would have had runners at the corners, and your best hitter was up next. Otto Lopez was up next.
Anyway,
it wasn't even close either. I mean,
wasn't. There was no challenge needed. You're right.
Yeah.
No go to the dugout shot to see if the skipper's going to spin us. Let's take a look or let's move on. It was done. Anyway, I just got to get that out of the way. 64-63, and one more today, and then coming home for a 6-game homestand. We've got a lot of Dolphin news. Went out there yesterday and was kind of curious to see what was going on. First of all, let me just start with this one, because we know it's a young team. We know there's going to be a lot of young guys. There's all young guys hell on the team. Mason Reiger, who everybody's been talking about, maybe if not the top chance of making the team as a rookie free agent, right there at the top of the list. And Lewis Moore's another one, and I don't know how this goes. We'll see how it plays out for the guys who are rookie free agents, and thought some of those guys make team now. I'm not so sure how many, but Reiger gets released injured yesterday, and they gave him pretty good. He got some guaranteed money. He got a signing bonus, so he got a little bit of money. But yeah, and he had a sack against Washington in the game. If you're wondering about, I think it's number 90 if I'm not mistaken. So that one surprised me a little bit, especially injured, and he's had a lot of injuries in college. So I don't know if something popped up again or what happened, but I think that kind of surprised people a little bit. Not a draft pick again, not a draft pick. A rookie free agent. That means you didn't get drafted, and so that was a little bit of a surprise, but some good news. Kevin Coleman was back. He's been out a while. He's the third wide receiver they drafted. Had a really good offseason, mini camps. Had, looked great, picked it up, was catching a lot of footballs. 83 was looking good. And he comes back yesterday, and you got fresh legs, obviously. And you can see some guys dealing with tired legs from the practice in camp, and you got a lot of guys banged up. The list is, I would say, probably close to 10 guys right now that I'm guessing won't practice this week and probably won't play in the game. But so Kevin Coleman looked really good. Had a couple touchdowns. He's running around. You can tell he looks quick. It's like whatever he was doing, he was staying sharp because, again, this is something potentially is going to happen here that I've never seen. And there's a lot of I've never seen things going on with this football team, right? I mean, for all of us. The amount of dead money, it's the most in the history of the NFL, by the way. Since they've had this cap, we have taken it to a new level of dead money, unknown to mankind, that follow the NFL. So let's start with that one I've never seen, and everything else. The way you cleaned everything out, and you're going super young. You're going to develop this thing around the 21 club that we've talked a lot about, the 21 draft picks over the last 2 years, and everything else. But there's potentially something that's going to happen that we have never seen before. I've never seen it. It's one thing to have one rookie start at a receiver position. They, at some point this year, could have all three rookies starting, one inside and two on the outside. And I know you're going, what about Malik Washington? And he's going to be in there too. But Kevin Coleman, and he's got some games that, you want to talk about guys that are going to have this going to be big for. Kevin Coleman's going to be one of the guys that needs to get under the lights here at 4 o'clock on Saturday and show he can do something. But you could have, and again, I'm guessing it's never happened here before in the history of the franchise. You could have Douglas is going to start. He's been really impressive. Bell coming back, probably going to start here as soon as he gets it all back, gets rid of the rust, feels comfortable making cuts. I don't know if that's 2 weeks. I don't know if that's 3 weeks. I don't know when he's going to be back, but it's looks like it's going to happen. I mean, they activated the guy. And then Kevin Coleman. So I was getting ready to say, you never see two rookie wide receivers start. Just doesn't happen very often in the NFL. But now you add a third guy where you're literally going to be going out at times with Coleman, Douglas, and Bell. I think we're going to see it. I don't even think there's a question because Coleman is right now, from what he's done. Now, he's missed some time, and missing time doesn't let you move up the ladder. It's not good. Look at, man, you're a young guy. You need to stay healthy. But if you're a draft pick, you get the benefit of the doubt. And he's built up some extra points for things that he's done. OTAs, mini camps, and coming in here. Then he got banged up, but he's back. But I think he's going to be one of the 5 or 6 wide receivers they keep. And that would be something. And just to take it a step further with Kazmarek starting at tight end, can you imagine all your pass receivers when you go with 1 tight end and 3 wide receivers? Could be, and it's not crazy. It's not like, oh, my God, you're really pulling this one out of your rear end. No, this Douglas and Bell is going to happen. I mean, I haven't seen Bell play. Last time I saw him was at UM, playing against UM. I haven't seen him. And nobody has, right? Nobody's seen him play in the last 9 months or do anything with his ACL. And Kevin Coleman now got a chance to come on strong here. But it's just, I thought it was interesting just looking at it, and the thought that your 2 third-round picks, all 3 of your third-round picks could be starting, and your 5th-round pick also could be getting in that rotation and a big part of things. So I just to give you an idea, things that you've never seen before Could happen. I got old Dolphin fans getting up this morning going, does that sound right? There's got to be somebody along the line. We had starting rookie wide receivers on the outside. Did Clayton and Duper? No, that didn't happen. No, that wasn't. It happened quickly, though, for both those guys playing together for a long time. But no, it didn't happen right off the bat. Dupe had his first year of turning from a track star in college to wide receiver. Basically got the year off, and then came back, and I don't know what happened, but this man learned how to run routes and turned himself into one of the best receivers in the NFL at that time. He and Clayton, and the best combination. Kind of hard to even argue with how good they were together, especially in the early 80s. It was crazy when they both started playing a lot together with Danny. All kind of came in, and all three playing at a high level at the same time with a bunch of veterans. It was a perfect formula for a great passing game, one of the best passing games in the history of the NFL. Anyway, we've got a lot of stuff to get to here. So I thought that, man, I go, wow. You see, if this kid Coleman keeps playing, he's going to be rotating in there. He's going to get some Malik Washington time, most likely. And we're going to see a whole bunch of rookies playing. And, of course, the thought is the Club 21 upside of all those guys who are going to be in their either rookies or second year playing a lot. And it's going to be a lot of the core of this football team. All right, we got to go to break. We've got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning. We got more Dolphin news. We do have more stuff. Couple guys working their way back. I don't know if they'll play this week. A little bit limited, but good to see some other guys out there that you're kind of counting on. We'll get you caught up with that and a lot of other news here this morning while we're bumping around here, and a big show for you. We'll tell you all about when we get back. But first, got to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers. Yeah. Good morning to all the truck guys out there, the guys that get up early and getting ready to start the job here. Got a long day, got a big project you're working on, and that's how you get paid. And you want to get that thing done and move on to the next job, work for yourself. The truck is important to you. Hey, man, we get it. It's your South Florida Chevy dealers. Do we understand? Hell, we got a truck perfect for you as you're getting up this morning and going, yeah, I could use something brand new. Not only for me and this working and this job that I have and all the power and durability I need for that, but also the truck for the whole family. The kids are back in school, they're playing sports, and maybe just the toys on the weekend. Man, we got some great trucks right now. Hey, your South Florida Chevy dealers and their trucks have never looked better. Whether it's a Chevy Colorado, the Colorado Custom and the ZR2, over to the Chevy Silverado. And not just a custom Trail Boss or a Silverado EV, but 10 models and 4 powerful engine choices that you get. You kind of get the picture. You need something strong like you are, works every day like you do. Strength, dependability, and efficiency, what it's all about when you talk about Silverado trucks. Whether it's a Silverado HD, the powerful LTZ with premium style and substance to match, or go to the big guy, the Chevy Silverado HD High Country. Hey, for the best of trucks here in South Florida, Chevy's got some great ones for you, man. They really do. With 14 dealerships throughout South Florida, Chevy's got a Florida truck and deal for you going on right now at your South Florida Chevy dealer.
560 deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration built for sports fans. The countdown has begun. All roads lead to game day. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states. That means us right here in Florida. Every fan is in on the excitement. One app, every sport, all 50 states. DraftKings Game Day is yours. Remember the date, September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era, and the biggest day in sports history. So get pumped. Get ready to celebrate. New DraftKings customers sign up with code 1043WQAM. Spend $5 and get 150 in rewards within 14 days. That's code 1043WQAM. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim, issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year, ends August 23rd. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo, nationwide based on sportsbook predictions, and free to play. Sports contest availability varies by state.
Traffic on W.
All right, welcome back. Good morning to everybody. Hey, man, thanks for being with us. As a lot of people getting up this morning, either going to work and getting the kids up and getting them back in the groove of going to school. And had a couple of grandkids going to school yesterday. My two grandsons in the same class. That's cool as hell, man. My two grandkids, my grandsons are different children are going to be in the same class. I just thought that was really cool. Really, really cool. Great kids. And had to bring that up as we're getting ready to go to school. And, hey, by the way, man, football, I know, man. I'm with you. I can't wait for it all to start. Not only the college is coming up, and they did breakdowns of the SEC and ACC last night, and they're different places, and ESPN's going to all their locations, and ESPN has an ACC channel and an SEC channel. So I thought that was great. And then all the NFL shows that are going on, man, where people are going all over the place and breaking it down and what it looks like. And the quarterback, we're finalizing here over the next couple weeks of who all the starting quarterbacks are going to be. And it's just a great time. It really is. It just kind of all the build up to the start of getting past these two preseason games and getting started. And the third part down here for me is our high school football, which is already started with a couple of teams ranked in the tops in the country. St. Thomas Aquinas, Carroll City, loaded up this year. Barely got by a really talented West Boca team last week. I know it's kind of funny to hear that. West Boca's won back-to-back state championships. So we can read between the lines, like all of a sudden everybody liked going to West Boca, and they had a bunch of transfers. And yes, I don't know if anybody had more transfers in Carroll City and West Boca, but they're loaded. And so it was a great game. Went down to a 2-point conversion for the win. West Boca scores at the end of the game. They go for 2 instead of kick it and maybe go overtime. They said, screw it, let's get it in. And it didn't work. And Carroll City stays. And by the way, the schedule this week is unbelievable. Not only national games, but a lot of really good. Everybody's playing everybody in high school football, man. It is going to be fun. So Larry Bluestein will join us, and we'll jump on that today, as a lot of these games will be going, and we got a lot of other stuff. But yeah, man, it's a great time. Kind of get things started, and guys and how they're going to do, and what the final rosters are going to look like, and kind of getting a feel for what your team has and doesn't have. And Mario Cristobal's down there with a loaded team. I sense that a lot of guys in Ohio State's the team to beat, and a lot of people think that, everybody's got their favorite team, and how can Texas has got all these first-round picks for next year, and that there's no way they should lose a game, and so everybody, the Notre Dame schedule is very friendly, and their toughest game might be Miami coming to Notre Dame, and look, all of it's great. We don't know what's going to happen. Is there a chance one team? I just watching all these shows yesterday, and thought it was interesting. Clemson. And Dabo Sweeney's now playing that we're the nobodies. I don't know if anybody's caught his new thing is we're the nobodies. Nobody's respecting us. Well, listen, man, you were 7-6 last year. I think that's what his record was. He's a 500 team last year, and we're not used to that with Dabo Sweeney. Dabo's had some great teams not too many years ago. Dabo was one of the three coaches we talked about as the best in the business. He fought the hell out of the transfer portal. Hated it. Refused to do it, said, I'm taking care of the guys I recruit out of high school. I'll make sure they get paid, but I'm not paying transfer portal guys to come in. It's not fair to the draft classes that I have. Well, this year he had 16 come in. Somebody broke him down. He goes, well, we had a few the year before, and they're all hell. They ended up being really good players. I don't know. So I listen to that, and they say Clemson's got a really talented team. They have not maybe his national championship good team or some of the great ones back then, but he had some great defenses that we know. Some of those guys ended up playing for the Dolphins, especially one of the Christian played down here as a defensive tackle, and the guy playing next to him was a first-round pick. They were loaded. But I don't know. Some people – so I get – here's what I caught from our guys. A lot of guys don't like Dabo Sweeney. Dabo Sweeney's rubbed a lot of guys the wrong way with his take on everything and fighting it and his comments, and now whining about other schools trying to get his guys. And people like, come on, man. You may not do it. And Dabo, listen, I know he's a good Christian guy and integrity and all that stuff, but look, man, if you're not playing the game with everybody else, and if you think it's the tampering's a big problem, and he does, he's big on the tampering thing right now. That needs to be. You're not going to stop it. As long as you got 1 year free agents, you can't stop tampering. You can't stop tampering. You can't stop a marketing guy from checking in with you to see what you're paying and where the guy would fit in, and it gets back to the school. Everybody's doing it. Maybe everybody but Clemson. Maybe they're the only ones not tampering right now. A lot of people are tampering, though. So I think he's got a good team, though. I think it's better than what everybody thinks, because I see all the UM fans just putting a big check mark down that Miami goes to Clemson and they win. I think it's going to be a pretty good game. I think it will be a pretty good darn game. I'm not saying we're not going to be better at a lot of positions. That'd be crazy, because Miami in a lot of games, including when they play Notre Dame, will be better in certain positions than Notre Dame is. But just the talk of all the who's the best and teams to beat. And there is a lot of Ohio State, Notre Dame, and Texas love right now by rosters, what they have coming back, quarterbacks. Everybody loves all three of those quarterbacks at those three schools. That's a big one. I agree. And so this thing's going to be fun. But one thing's for sure, everybody's jacked up about their football starting back up. I get it, man. I do. And I'm so tired of talking about college problems this offseason. It just wears you out, man. And now I'm guessing they're going to put it we'll put stop on it for a little while. Nobody's going to care what anybody's spending. Nobody's going to care where everybody ends up. It's done. We're going to move on. And now it's going to be about 11 on 11 like it is when we're playing those games. When Indiana and Miami were playing, I didn't once during the game, I was there, did not think once about what everybody's making. Not once. That is when you put it to bed. I don't know. By the way, we don't know exactly what everybody's making. We got a pretty good idea. You know, we talk about the quarterbacks and what they've made over the last 3 guys have been able to make. But, hey, man, it doesn't matter now. Now you got to play. Now the games, we'll find out. We're going to find out about this quarterback class. Another great topic is everybody is talking about how great this quarterback class is. And it is so funny to hear whether it's Notre Dame, Ohio State's quarterback. You go through Texas, obviously, with Manning. A lot of people think the way he played in the second half of the season, he is going to be the number 1 pick again. Second year in a row, he's going to be predicted to be the number 1 quarterback in the NFL draft. So, yeah, we've got potentially, and you look in Oregon and Oklahoma and Miami and all the quarterbacks at these different places. Sounds like there's 7 or 8 guys that have a chance to Mendoza it and jump up the ladder there and get their value up. But man, that's what's going to make it great, right? Because a lot of the schools are going to play each other. A lot of these schools will play each other, and a lot of them will play each other in the playoffs. I love the playoff system. I think they got the exact right number that they need right now. I think 24 is abusive. I think it's too many. I don't think you have 24 good teams. You know, one thing about the NFL, occasionally you get a hot wild card team, not the Dolphins. We've had our ass kicked every time we're a wild card team. But a lot of teams come in that thing where they're playing well. They're a wild card only because somebody in front of them had an even better record. We've had some divisions load up, right? We've seen Rams in Seattle. Great. And 49ers. All 3 really good football teams. 3 of the best teams. 49ers were a great story. They beat Philly with that group. I don't know how they did that with that team. That was embarrassing to the Eagles to lose that game at home. But you get those kind of wild card teams and you can go on a run where college football doesn't have 24 good teams. They don't. It's just a matter of how badly you're going to get beat. And so for that reason, I don't want to just put somebody in the playoffs from another conference that's outside, a smaller Division I conference, and they go, Joe, they went undefeated. They deserve a right to go and lose by 50. Okay. Go get your ass kicked for a little pay. I just click. I'm not watching that. Click. You know, we got 2 teams in there shouldn't have been in there, and I know they deserved it by their record and their Division I team.
You still got to let 1 in, though, man. They got to be playing for something.
They can. We'll get them in
another
bowl.
The losers bracket?
No, some kind of other bowl.
I mean, they got to be playing for something, man. That's what makes, or used to make college, but that's what used to make college sports fun is the Cinderella, right? I know it's usually in the basketball tournament, but
we haven't had a Cinderella since Boise State beat Oklahoma.
That game was, 20 years ago?
Long time. They were doing laterals and flips, and then Oklahoma had it was Oklahoma had the great running
it was
back.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
They did that Statue of Liberty play on the 2-point conversion to win it.
It was awesome.
And then the guy proposed to his girlfriend
That's
afterwards.
right. We had the Boise
That was the greatest
State
game ever, man.
But do we really get a lot of those, man?
No, you certainly don't. But there's also a lot of distance between
I can't even
the haves and the have-nots. So
help me out right now off the top of your head. Who are the small schools the 2 that got in everybody was salty about?
Tulane and James Madison, I believe.
Yeah. How'd they both do in that first game?
Well, I think Tulane lost their coach to was it Florida?
Well, I think does that stop now? Do we take care of that, or did that get blown up at the end too? Like everything they were working for, where the coach.
I think they let him coach, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
it's Jamie's school, but
they did let him coach.
One of the top things though now is coaches can't leave. They put in the Ole Miss rule that you can't Kiffin.
Mm-hmm.
You can't leave till season's over, right? You got to stay.
But what if you take another job?
I think
they can ask you to leave nicely. Like I'm sure they did with Lane.
They're trying to block coaches from leaving early. And
Yeah, but you don't want them stealing all your players if you know they're planning on leaving. I have no idea how many Tulane players are on the Gator roster. I'm guessing he took every single good player on Tulane and brought him over.
I don't think did Lane Kiffin get anybody from Ole Miss to go to LSU? They all ripped him because they said he lied.
Him, yeah. But that's an unusual situation.
He almost motivated those guys when he left.
Yeah,
and did that whole I've talked to guys and they want me to coach, and everyone, no, we don't. Every guy I don't know where that's coming from. We just came out of a team meeting. Nobody wanted his ass here.
But when it's a small school to a big school, then that's when they usually can pick, whatever players they want. Like the USF coach when he left, Hartline was in there. And they go, oh, we're gonna pitch this quarterback and see what we can do. And the next day he was at Auburn.
Yeah, they ran short on money. They had no chance to keep him.
They offered him $100 a game, and he said, "No, and it'd take."
You don't know the price of an SEC quarterback? Come on, man! What the hell's wrong with you? All right, we got to go to break here. Yeah, but it is. It is
the distance between those teams, though. Like in the old days when recruiting, like when it was all, just straight recruiting, right? Because just to bring South Florida back into it, like South Florida used to beat some of those teams because they had good players, but now the only players they're getting are guys that can't make the big teams because they either want playing time or they, whatever. But
I'm really curious, man, to see the big. This can be a fun year. I know we talk NFL a lot. I'm really curious to see what the Big Ten's going to look like. Indiana lost a lot of guys. Well, we talk about Miami lost a lot of guys. Indiana lost a lot of guys, including the number one pick in the draft. Mm-hmm. And he lost some receivers. They had a lot.
Somebody made a good point the other day. They go, nobody knew about Mendoza before Indiana.
True.
So,
well, they did know about him a little bit,
but not. No,
he had
that way.
In fairness,
I don't know what his draft stock was.
No, but
at Cal, but
it was it wasn't good. But when he finished that year at Cal, and he looked like he was going to be UM, they all went after him.
Yeah,
there were a bunch of them.
But I don't know that anyone thought he was going to be
the first pick, all that
good stuff. But
with all the other guys heading south, look at all the guys headed south, and a bunch of them go, Dante Moore, I'm going back to Oregon, man. I think I need another year with Nike family here. This isn't working out. All right, Chill Zone AC works out every day, man, and I'll tell you right now, if you're having, you know how this works, man. It's hot as hell. You run that, out of your air conditioning unit. We've had to call Chill Zone Air Conditioning twice, and it's such a good experience. I don't mind it because I know it's us, man. I know how hard we run our air conditioning units, and the president, Melissa DeVerona at Chill Zone Air Conditioning, just does such a great job. Service is really like number one. She came in here and we were talking. I said, well, service obviously is the most important thing because we get a bad reputation in this business, air conditioning companies in general, because they're never on time. And they always get frustrated because you can't talk to somebody that can make decisions. And Melissa's the president of the company. It's family owned and operated. It's her baby. And she and her brother-in-law do a great job. And yeah, service is important. If you need a new air conditioning unit, they can install it quickly. If you need repairs on your air conditioning unit, which usually pops up, duct cleaning or anything else, Chill Zone AC is going to be on time with knowledgeable people and all their trucks to take great care of you. We got Michael coming out, man. Ask for Michael if you're there. Go, Melissa, Joe Rose said Michael. Michael's just like, this dude knows everything. He's on time. He's great. Really like working with that guy. Call 786-378-2778. Tell him you heard it right here on 104.3 WQAM. Go to chillzoneac.com. If you're fed up with your air conditioning company and dealing and starting to look for a new one, give Chill Zone Air Conditioning a shot. You'll be happy you did.
Baseball coverage on WQAM.
chance for you to win a 4-pack of tickets to go. To enter, go to the contest page, WQAM.com.
All right.
And we have another ticket giveaway today as well. Aziz Ansari coming to Hard Rock Live in October.
Good.
So we will give away a pair of those.
A lot of stuff, man. I'll tell you what, the line's been lighting up for that one.
Yeah,
we're
it's a
not
good
going to do
one.
it at 9 o'clock today. We're gonna
What
throw
are
a
you
little
thinking?
curveball. I'm thinking eight something. Hit him in the 8.
Okay.
And
I like that.
We'll roll
Maybe
in
right
there.
around Perk.
Yeah. We got Perk coming up, and Larry Bluestein going to join us.
Perk's
early
a date
this morning.
night guy. Maybe he can win the ticket.
You know, Perk used to be all night, and then he went midnight, and now I think he's cut way back.
How about Omar brought up what happened with him last time we were out at Dolphins camp? I don't know how that came up.
What
happened with Perk with the date, the girl or whatever? Remember at the press box?
You talking about my situation?
Well, Omar brought it
How
up
do you- I
last
know,
time
but-
we were out there.
I
I don't know
know.
why he brought it up. It was
I don't
weird.
know
Well,
either.
how did that
because
conversation even
actually,
happen?
people get mad. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I didn't realize. Omar actually said he was said it was kind of a bad situation. I didn't realize that.
Well, I didn't know it was bad, but if you're having problem, I mean, I'll tell Perk this. I'm not trying to run Perk out before he comes on, but
Yeah.
so I knew Perk had been with this girl for a long time. He decides he's going to bring her on a trip, a
Mhm.
working trip, because I think they're going to do something after whatever city we're in. They're going to stay a couple of days. I don't remember. I was thinking Chicago or. So anyway, I see him together, and he got her a pass, so she's sitting there at the game or wherever. It might have been the night before dinner I saw her. Probably was. And I went up there, and I had a few drinks.
Yeah.
And I say, hey, Perk, when are you going to marry this girl? My God, bro. You've been
Mhm.
dating her a long time. And their faces, apparently they'd had that discussion too. And
Yeah, I'm guessing she wanted it. He didn't.
so no,
type of
then
thing,
Perk,
so-
I saw Perk later. He goes, dude, it's just really bad time. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I said, Perk, I don't know if she should have been on a working trip, man. Well, we're staying, and I know, but that's a hard one, man. If a lot of guys don't want to get married. And it gets to a point.
Is there a growing percentage of guys that don't want to get married?
There's just guys that want to.
I know Omar is I'll never do it again. I have a buddy who you met who's just I am against marriage. I'll never
Yeah.
do it.
I dated. Forget it.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. But
No, but
you don't have to.
no, I broke off engagements, or they broke off engagements with me because I was
Mhm.
dragging my feet, both of them. And so it ended up being a long time, like Perk, 4 or 5 years. I'm trying to think of how to say it nicely. And I just, first of all, I was a young guy back here, and I really didn't want to get married. I wasn't sure about marriage. I was a little concerned because of the demons of Fort Lauderdale and Coral Gables and Miami. There was a lot going on for a young guy. And then later on, again, I was like, oh, man, can we just date forever? I love you, but can we date forever?
How'd that go?
Most women don't like that, man. Most women don't like, at least I haven't had great success with that. Can we just be together? They didn't, it doesn't. Anyway, I did that to Perk, and it didn't go over. It didn't go over. But, I'm not the only one that does that. Like Bo Camper will see, he's like, dude, you guys been together a long time. You guys getting married anytime soon?
But Bo doesn't seem to have a filter at all, though, now.
No,
I don't know if he's always been like that. Remember we had someone come in the studio with a wife, your fan.
I do remember.
That was one of the worst,
That comment he made.
It was
like he told her, your wife is so beautiful and you're ugly. How are you guys together?
I think he said fat.
Fat.
I mean, I said fat and ugly.
It is that moment with Bo where you just kind of look and go, ooh, all right, I'm going to chalk that one up to age.
Yeah.
Because my dad, 92 or 3 years old, has no filter now.
Really?
He'll say stuff.
He's just out of F's.
Or he'll bring up something about my mom that was like, I didn't need to know that, Dad. I did not need to know. how often you and mom are having sex. That's none of my business, man.
Great.
And after all these years, we're sitting here watching a Western movie in black and white, and you bring that up.
Yeah. Remember Bo teed off on our boss at that event we had?
Oh, that was another one. Yeah, Bo goes, isn't this kind of a big event? Why didn't you, you look like you just got out of bed? I was like, and to see Lynn's face. I mean, it did look that way. He looked wrinkled. His hair
but
was,
it's not the kind of thing you say out loud, but,
you think it,
yeah.
but Bo says it. Yeah.
Maybe some people that appreciate that level of honesty.
Anyway, man, I was just trying to be funny, and maybe I don't know what I had to drink at that point that night.
No, I understand that. You did that to me that one day. Remember when, I had the one kid and she wanted the second, whatever, and you didn't know that. I mean, I didn't tell you that, but you went up to her when we were all together and you go, when are you going to have the second kid?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
All right,
it's
so,
okay.
all right,
Your stuff is done, not mean spirited like Bo, but
no. But that didn't go over.
It's not a mean spirited thing to do what you did. So you're trying to connect people.
When Perk comes on, I got to ask him how much, because Omar remembered it like yesterday.
I know, it was really weird. He brought it right up there. That's got to be 3 or 4 years ago now, right?
I don't know. The years all running together, Woody. I don't know how long.
Well, yes, that's true.
I don't know how long it was, but yeah, man, it was just having some fun, trying to break the ice, and I don't know. It was crazy. I brought her on the trip, and she's sitting at the game. I think she went to the game that day. Took her to the game, got a pass for her, but it was, it was probably not appropriate. I have learned. I've done I've done some. The one I'm really embarrassed about is when I was in San Francisco at an art show. Don't ask me what I was doing at an art show, but I was at an art show with my first batch of in-laws, and we were drinking. I was bored to death. I mean, talk about not wanting to take one for the team. In this art gallery, this guy had all this modern art. I'm not a big fan of the super modern art, but I mean, it's okay. But they were investing in this guy. So we go to this show. It's a private showing. So I'm guessing everybody there, because the pieces were expensive, all had money. And so we're sitting around there, and they had cheese and wine and cheese. There's no beer, wine and cheese. So we're sitting around, and they're looking, and their whole family. I'm just walking around, looking at my watch. And so this lady's over by herself. So I said, oh, my God. Just making, instead of her husband was away from her, she was just standing there by herself and seemed nice. And I go, hey, my God, how many months pregnant are you? You look great. And she goes, well, thank you for telling me I look great, but I'm not pregnant. I'm just fat. And about that time, her husband walked up and goes, what's going on? So it was awkward. It was awkward. And I go, oh, my God, I'm sorry. It looked like pregnant weight. But it taught me a lesson.
Yeah.
And I'll never do it again. And then
you got to be careful with that one. That's a tough one.
But you talk about ending the night in that gallery. So the word spread real fast what I had said to this woman. She took it like a champ. She goes, oh, no, I'm just fat. But it was like a little sarcasm, but a little like, why would you? So now the family comes over, and they're like, whoa, and without saying everybody's name, go, what did you say? And I go, I told her. She says, oh, my God. And they left. They go, we got to go. It's embarrassing.
Well, at least you got out of it.
So we drove home early.
Good. So you won.
Hey, could you imagine when they all got in the car? And
yeah.
And I hear one of those, you didn't really say that, did you? Like, you really said it like that? I go, yeah, I did.
Her response is even better.
I'm just fat.
That's one like the pregnant girl.
I would have bet money. I would have
scary.
bet money that was the weight was sitting where you're pregnant.
Yeah.
We've all seen a lot of women pregnant, but I tell you what, you got to be 9 months pregnant for me to even think about you getting ready to have a baby.
Oh, I don't even bring it up.
I will never say
We had a
anything.
girl here that looked like she was about to give birth. I didn't even say anything.
No.
I didn't
You're
want to
better
assume
off.
she was pregnant.
No, that's,
She could be pounding buffets. Like I
no,
not doing it.
not doing it, not touching it. You can't. No, you can't win on that one. And that's just one you stay away from. It was just, it was an awkward moment, and nobody let me forget about it because it definitely ruined a Saturday night in San Francisco many, many years ago when it was okay to go to San Francisco. 7 o'clock hour is coming up, man. We got a lot more stuff to get to. Gary and Harvey, I love you guys, man. Harvey Cohen and Gary Judah, the partners of Cohen and Judah Injury Law Firm. Hey, man, if you've been through an automobile accident recently or a slip and fall, something that wasn't your fault, that you need some help because it was wrong and you're hurting and you need a law firm, and they're all over the place. You've seen them. They're all over. A lot of them do great TV commercials. Some of them do really nice radio commercials with the music and stuff. But when you get there and you find out all of a sudden a lot of these law firms and the guys that have their names on the law firms don't actually get involved in cases at all. Sometimes you don't even meet them when you walk through the front door, and they do the handoffs. It's football season. We can talk about handoffs again, except this is where they hand you off to an attorney in another room that's handling a couple hundred cases. Now, how much of a priority can you be when somebody's got 100 or 200 cases going on at once, or just 20? How important can you be when they're working on those cases? And so a lot of people get frustrated, feel like you're not important. You call to find out how it's going. You don't get a call back. That's never going to happen with Harvey and Gary. There are no other attorneys. It's these two been together. They are tighter than wet spaghetti, man. 35 years of experience, big enough to go to trial and get you multi-million-dollar results, small enough just to call you back. And before I get into everything they've done, I just tell everybody, go to conanjudah.com and read the reviews. Speak for themselves. Great communication. You're going to have their number. They'll have your number. They keep you up to date on your case. And if you're not happy where you are right now, come on over. Come on over to the good side, man, and let them take care of you. Go to conanjudah.com, read those reviews, call 866-FAIR-FEE. And remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work you hire them to do.
Brought to you by Doral Kia in Miami, the Domino's game. You always find your Abuelito, and whenever you want a low price, save the Pricito. Save now the Pricito at Doral Kia, starting with the Marlins, who fell again to the Phillies by a final of 6-4. Miami will look to avoid the sweep in Game 3 today with the first pitch at 6:05 from Citizens Bank Park. You can catch the game right here on WQAM. Over to the Dolphins, who will get set for Thursday's joint practice with the Giants. Thursday's practice is at 9:30. It's open to the public. The Dolphins and Giants will then meet on Saturday at Hard Rock for preseason game number 2. And Inter Miami, who will be in Philly tonight. Kickoff is at 7:30. Time for weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Don't wait until the next storm season hits. Get your free roof and window estimate. Call 954-968-8155. It's a good day to hydrate, Joe. It's going to be hot as hell out there.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to give it a shot here today because tomorrow the Miami Dolphins and the New York Giants are going to have a practice together. The last one open to the public, open to everybody, not season ticket holders, not VIP. Everybody is welcome.
That is a weird team, by the way, man. That Giants team.
Yeah.
Between that running back doing backflips at
and a quarterback.
Yeah.
It's
his comments were kind of weird about the blue 10. Like he was like, I respect the rules and I respect the doctors and this and that. And he's like,
don't get hit in the gut and lay there.
Yeah.
Not moving. So the league, they can't win in this one, right? We're aware of the.
Oh, we're very aware of the concussion deal.
We know everything from it now. All the old guys all know, and lawsuits are getting settled and all this stuff. And now we got young guys, including those two knuckleheads, a quarterback and a running back for that team, have decided like, hey, man, they put you in the blue 10. If that's the worst thing, it's not like you're a sissy to go in there, dude. If you're going to lie down when you get hit like that and you don't move, they're going to put you in there. And by the way, it's not the officials. It's those independent neurologists that work at every game are going, get him off the field now and get him in that blue tent and test him.
By the way, the guys that are prone to it, like our guy that we had here, you got to be extra cautious. It's not.
And we were, by the way, they're an extra cautious team now because of.
Remember how ugly all that got?
Yeah.
It was horrible.
We were going over the top, and I know
some clown on ESPN wanted Mike McDaniel arrested.
Yes. So the frustration of Tua and the up close and his fingers curled up, and it was bad. They're bad, and now every time somebody even looks like they're going down, you got to put them in the tent and take them out of the game because we did get a lot of criticism for that. Meanwhile. I know for a fact it looks like Josh Allen's getting hit, and he looks like he's getting hit hard, and he kind of shakes his head a little bit, and they send him off. They send him. He's in there for like 2 seconds and runs back out. It's like he goes in there and says, Doc, you're kidding. I got third down coming up. Get me the hell out of here now. I'm done. I'm good. They go, okay. So he goes back out. But, yeah,
they have to check him though, right? Like it does seem like he goes in there for one play and comes back out. But they have to be checking him because you can't take two. Look, Joe, you take two concussions in the same, little time span there. Like it could be really devastating.
I just don't want to hear guys making dumb comments. I don't believe in this, the concussion stuff, and I don't believe. And number one, I don't want to hear that. Number two, man, when they're doing this, and you can't be stupid. If you're going to be a young guy, at least get educated on why they're doing it. And why don't you call a couple of 60-year-old or 50-year-old guys out there and ask them how many teammates they've lost recently to dementia, as well as other things that are basically brain damage. Lost Tommy Vigorito, a couple years younger than I am. There's been it happens. And so I don't want to hear those guys complaining when they're trying to do something to heal your brain a little bit and give you a shot when you get older, especially, it happens. I have, when I see dumb comments, and I don't care how tough a guy you are, I do. I don't care. I know you're a tough guy and you're going to run through guys. Both you had a running back trying to run through brick walls in the end zone, and you've got your quarterback trying to take guys on and act like he's Josh Allen without being built like Josh Allen. You know, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but don't be stupid about it, man. Don't be stupid about it when they put you in there after you decide to run down the sideline and take some guy on, and you end up lit up 6 rows in the up from some guy jacking you because you decided not to run out of bounds. I don't know, man. It just nobody wants to hear it. No, nobody wants to hear that stuff. Anyway, they're going to be in town.
You're right about all that you just said, by the way, man. Like, yeah, they're just trying to help these guys out.
Yeah, it's not like they're trying to.
Not a conspiracy.
They're not trying to kick your best player out of the game.
We dealt with it firsthand here, man. It got really crazy.
Remember when Teddy Bridgewater barely went down?
And they pulled him out of the game.
And he couldn't play. That was all because of you-know-who.
Yep.
Had nothing to do with Teddy.
But that thing with Tua,
everybody got ripped,
Joe,
man.
those concussions that Tua suffered, first of all, I think at least one of them, that Bills one, was on national television, wasn't it? I think it was a Thursday night game.
Cincinnati one was, yeah.
The Bills game, I know, was a Thursday night game, I think. But that's the NFL's worst nightmare.
Yes.
To see a guy curled up like that, doing that on national TV.
Yes.
That is truly their worst nightmare.
That is a bad one. And our guy had him. And then you saw what happened. Well, I think the independent neurologist for the Dolphin games, he quit. He got ripped.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he didn't see it or what, but they're all killing. And like you said, then they're blaming the coach, and they'll do whatever it takes to win. And you can't win on this. Now we're going to have people mad because we pull your quarterback out to get him checked.
Yeah.
When he lies down, when he gets hit on a blitz, that his running back misses the block.
Texter said Dart laid there like he was dead. Of course you're going to the tent. Jump up and they won't.
That's right. By the way, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
There's no more, just getting up slow. And by the way, you shake your head like, whoo.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Goodbye. See you on the sideline here. The old blue tent's going up for you right now. Grab a bite to eat while you're over there. Yeah, man, it's
you see what the effects of CTE are, right? We see a lot of guys that have it, and
hey, man, I
it's
don't
just
want
a
to take
bad
away from the
situation.
season, but these guys are coming down, and that was one of the topics up there with the Giants this week. And
no, his comments were definitely, because it was weird. His comments were weird. He started off by saying the right thing, and then he kind of tailed off into like, what are they going to single me out every time? Like, yeah, they are.
Yeah, you're not the only one. What do you think the guy in Atlanta now? What do you think it's going to be like for him?
Wow.
No, I'm serious. He knows it. By the way, he's getting rid of that ball. He knows it. I can tell you that.
And here's the thing. I don't think any of us know how many times they're doing this with other players on the field, because everyone's obviously watching the quarterback, and the quarterback is that one position where if the guy misses a play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, if a quarterback goes out of the game, goes to the tent, that's a big deal.
Well, listen, getting back to the business, the good part of the business, not the dark side of the business, is we got the Giants in town for that practice tomorrow. And then I'm sure a lot of Giants fans will be going out there too. But then on top of that, we have game Saturday at 4:00 with one more on deck, Atlanta. And then we'll be getting down that final roster, and we will be all in trying to figure out what the 53 is going to look like, and then moving on. Speaking of that, Kevin Coleman was back at practice yesterday, the third drafted wide receiver. Had a great day, had a couple of touchdowns out there. He's been a little nicked up. And don't be surprised down the road. Don't be surprised if we're starting talking about Douglas on one side, Bell on the other, Kevin Coleman in the slot, maybe giving Malik Washington a break. But those three are going to play together. Was Kazmarek at tight end? Never can remember that happening. Never. I've been here since 1980. Remember where you could have potentially have three rookie wide receivers playing together and a rookie tight end. That's got to be a first. Got to be a first. And I think it's going to happen. It's not crazy. It's not some wild take. Because first of all, Kevin Coleman, Douglas, and Bell all going to be on that 53-man roster. So let's start with that. That's a given. So I thought it was a crazy one. By the way, Dante Trader and Juju Brants back at practice. Limited, but slowly making their way back. One expected to be a starting safety. I think Juju, if he can stay healthy, is going to be your cornerback, one of those starting cornerbacks as well. Although the more you miss, man, it's you're giving other guys a chance to lock up some positions. But I think they would love to see Juju in there healthy and starting as a big physical corner in that situation. So we've got to go to break. Do we have a quarterback? Do we have a second quarterback is what I meant to say. Cam Miller, Quinn Ewers hurt. It's Cam Miller. Does he have a chance? I'm guessing he can play a lot of football Saturday at 4 o'clock. He is going to get a lot of snaps and a great chance for him to make a move and show everybody he can play because that door looks open a little bit for that number 2 position for the Miami Dolphins right now. Hey, we're going to break. We've got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning as we continue on. Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage, man, you need cash to pay off taxes, liens, judge.
All right, Joe, that music means one thing. It's time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com.
Nobody has done it better and longer when it comes to high school football coverage down here than Larry Bluestein, our South Florida high school football show here on WQAM and Insider for the state of Florida. Joins us. Blue, it's great to have it back. I did not realize that Carroll City was going up to West Boca and maybe play one of the great games we'll see all year in game one. Were you up there at that game? What an unbelievable finish to that game.
Yeah, actually, I went to Central and Orlando Jones because I'm going to see West Boca this week, and I've seen Carroll City a bunch. But, yeah, for an exhibition game, which what I call it, and everybody always asks me, do you count these games? I says only if you win. You know, I mean, because it's an exhibition game, it's a kickoff classic, and you know, a lot of times the coaches empty their bench in the third quarter, but that wasn't the case.
No,
there.
Not that one.
They had a packed house, and and obviously, a statement was trying to be made by both teams. You have a West Boca team that, for decades and decades and decades did nothing. And over the last 4 or 5 years, they've been really one of the top programs in the state, 2-time defending state champions against a Carroll City team that obviously, hasn't done well over the last 4 or 5 years and kind of infused their roster with a lot of talent in the offseason. And Coach Wallace and his team went up there with a purpose. And certainly – but now, because of that, and here's the irony of it, those two teams met in the final 7-on-7 event of the summer. It was a 305 Classic for, I believe, $10,000, for the program. And they went into 4 overtimes. So wouldn't that make sense that when they played for real, that it would pretty much be that way? But let's give a shout out to Coach Potts, who's done a great job at West Boca. That's a program that never gets any publicity, and they're 2-time defending state champions. So yeah, that was a great way to kind of get everybody's attention because now, starting tomorrow night, everything starts for real.
God.
And,
hey, Blue.
And it's going to be an exciting season. And, Joe, here's the thing, too. And you and I discussed this over the years. I wish this team would play that team. I wish that. But you know what? It's happening now. And because, programs understand that if you don't play top flight schedules, you'll never be considered for that mythical national championship.
Yeah. So we got some great ones, man. I looked at that schedule last night and wanted to have you on here because here we go. I want to ask you about Columbus going to Southridge. Both teams look like they both have good teams. Who do you like in this one to kind of get things rolling?
Yeah, Southridge lost a lot. Lost the quarterback who's now at Miami Central, lost a few other players, but their offense and defensive lines come back intact, and that's going to be the reason why they're going to make this a game. A lot of talent. They've infused their roster with a lot of really good players. I think this comes down to a 3-4 point game like it has in the past couple of years. I think Southridge is at home, but, Columbus next week has Bishop Gorman and then St. Thomas and then Palmetto. So there's no margin for error here. I think Columbus wins this game because they know the next 3 weeks are going to be just crazy.
Yeah.
Because we know, Gorman's loaded every year. They'll have them in the kickoff classic. And there's nobody who comes close to St. Thomas. Not this year.
It sounds like it.
You could put those rings in order. I can tell you that. Right.
They're that good. They are. You're saying that much better. Third in the country. I see where they're ranked right now.
Yeah, you know what? This may be the best team that they've had since 2008 and 8. And definitely Roger Harriet's best team. And they're loaded in every way. They went up, and I know it's an exhibition game, but we were talking about West Boca and Carroll City. But they beat a Cardinal Mooney team last year that, scored all 9 times in the state championship game, returned a lot of talent. A lot of people thought that they were one of the best programs, not only in the state but the country. And St. Thomas beat them 49-0, and it wasn't even close. And and I knew this. I could see this coming.
Yeah, you called it.
Yeah. This is just this is such a talented team, and not only that, they're a deep team. And that's the thing. And then, I saw this coming. They've won 7 straight, Joe. 7 straight state titles.
Yeah.
And I think this is the year that they can lay claim to a national championship. And all they have to do is run the gauntlet and just win it. They win every game, including the Open Division Championship. And I don't care who's voting around the country. There's no denying that this team should be the best in the nation.
All right, so West Boca is not letting up on their schedule. They're heading to Plantation to take on American Heritage Plantation. Yep. What do you expect in that one? What do we know about American Heritage Plantation? They don't usually have 60 or 70, great players, but the ones they do, small squad, but usually quality.
Yeah. You make a good point. And we don't know anything about them because of the fact that their rosters changed. They didn't play a kickoff classic last week. But they have looked, really good. They're not a deep team. We're not going to fool anybody and say that if one big-time kid like Neiman Lawrence goes down at quarterback, that they're going to be able to survive. They start the year kind of hobbled at running back. Jonathan Bueno was hurt, much of the offseason. Their offensive line kind of took the hit a couple weeks ago. They lost an offensive lineman who transferred out. So they're not a deep team.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a test. They're at home. They have a crazy schedule again because they go right to Chaminade and they have to play a lot of the top teams again. They go up to Jacksonville, play Trinity Christian later on in the end of the season. This is going to be one of those games. We'll see. I really don't know. I mean, if I had a barometer on American Heritage, from like last week and watch them and see what they did. I just think this will be one of those games that's going to go back and forth. And here's the thing, too. American Heritage doesn't usually hurt themselves with penalties and a lot of things like that. And West Boca killed themselves last week. They had almost, between the two teams, they had over 200 yards of penalties.
Ooh.
And I think that plays in the favor of Heritage. They're more disciplined, and maybe they won't make those mistakes that are going to hurt them. So that's the best I could do as far as tell you that game. I'm excited, too. There's a couple of games. We start the Broward Showcase this week. Next week, it really gets into play. But interesting game on Friday. Jacksonville Mandarin, who has a couple of, really good players, one of the best, if not the best, 2028 juniors in the country, and Bryson Wright. They're coming down with a University of Miami commitment in Knox Annis at quarterback, playing a MacArthur team that really helped themselves in the offseason. Their secondary may be as good as any you're going to find. 2 University of Miami commitments in the secondary.
Wow.
They're really loaded up. I think that's a really good game. That's Friday night. That's at MacArthur. That starts the Broward Showcase. And next week when we meet, we'll talk a little bit about those 2 games next Saturday, which are going to be nationally televised. That's Columbus and Gorman and St. Thomas and DeSoto of Texas. In between, Chaminade will play. We have some really good games in there.
Man, you're not kidding. Hey,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Keep going.
No, I was going to say Carroll City will have a test this week to go up to Daytona Mainland, a really good team. Coach Bell's done a tremendous job with that program. They kind of, dominate the area talent-wise. That's going to be a really good test because then Carroll City goes up to Georgia and plays one of the best teams. So I think that
wow.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. And then a couple of other games like on Friday. Well, we're going to go see Chaminade tomorrow night. They open up against Monarch. That'll be their season opener on a Thursday night. Should be could be a good test for them. Monarch's got some talent. They're big up front. Chaminade really showed on Saturday, beating Orland 40-6, and showed that they're going to be that team. They think that what happened last year was just one of those things, and they want it back, and they want 11 straight appearance in the state title game. And certainly, let's not forget about our guys at Miami Central. They're taking a trip to California this week.
How good's that Orange Lutheran team?
Well, they beat Northwestern here last year.
Okay.
They're a member of that Trinity, conference out there with Mater Dei and St. John Bosco. So, yeah, they're loaded. They're big. I don't think they're as good as last year. I got a chance to see Central, as I said last week. A team that's going to be really competitive, new quarterback, and James Perrone, who came from Southridge. Very, very gifted team. They played an Orlando Jones team that was in the state finals the last 2 years. I thought Orlando Jones' defense was really good. Their offense is down at the University of Miami. Darian Coleman is not coming back to Jones. So that kind of hurt them in that game. So that's going to be a good one. And Miami Palmetto, we're going to talk a lot about them this year. I think that everybody talks about Columbus and a lot of the other larger schools. Don't sleep on Palmetto. They only got better. And remember, they came within a 2-point conversion of going to state last year. So there's some really good opening games to kind of set the table for what I think may be the most competitive and exciting season we've had.
I agree, man. We got a lot of teams. Some I got to see to believe that they're a lot better, but I know you follow the transfers, and that's a big part of this thing. No, it is. By the way, I have 2 questions for you before we let you run. Transfer portal, who got the most help with the most kids coming to school? You told me Carroll City. Did I hear West Boca and MacArthur? Yes. Would those be the top 3?
West Boca got some kids. MacArthur definitely got kids, but Carroll City won the off season. I think Columbus also won the off season.
Okay.
And as we know, St. Thomas wins the off season without even trying.
Right.
Because
that's a given.
You know as well as I do, Coach Roger Harry doesn't publicize the kids that he gets in, and he got some pretty good guys in there. And there's some really good football, Joe. No matter where you go, hopefully everybody will support these young men because they worked really hard. This off season was long. It was 8.5 months. So there was a lot of, events that happened, especially during the month of July when you had all those showcases and it brought a lot of the best teams together.
There's a lot of 7-on-7 has exploded with the TV coverage. Now they're getting it. It's crazy. I'm watching the teams from South Florida at 7-on-7. Hey, before I let you run, I can't let you off the hook. This is where you usually get in trouble with the schools a little bit. Give me your top 10 right now as we stand.
Yeah, St. Thomas won kind of with a bullet. I think Chaminade comes in there at second. Miami Central will give it third. Carroll City, okay, I know they had 6-5 last year, but they've really restocked. I think they come in. We're going to give West Boca because all of our listeners on 104.3 FM definitely listen to us up in the Palm Beaches. I'm going to give Heritage a nod in there because I just think on what Coach Mike Smith's been able to do, even with 4 or 5 losses, they still managed to win a state championship. I think they're going to be really, really good once they get things sorted out. I think Columbus is going to be in there. We're going to give them. I think Palmetto's right behind them.
Wow.
And,
okay.
Yeah. And I think, I'm going to tell you something, and not just because I know we have a big listenership on 71st Street, but Miami Northwestern is not going away.
You sound like before they were a little down, though. I felt like you felt they weren't Teddy Bridgewater good.
No. But you know what? This is the thing. When has Northwestern ever not had athletes? And this is
always.
Last week they opened up against Palm Beach Central, a really good team, and they beat them pretty good. And now they play St. Pete Lakewood, a smaller school, but at the same time a lot of talent on that program. But Northwestern, they have a chance. I mean, I know that they will play Central, and then they'll play, which is always a big, big game, and they'll play Carroll City. But they have a chance. They're going to make the playoffs. And I have a feeling they have an opportunity to be like 8-2 or 7-3 this year. And then, like I said, and then if that happens, you never know Teddy Bridgewater coming back. You never know. I didn't say that, but I'm just saying you never know since he's out of the NFL.
I wish Teddy would come back. We got the Teddy Bridgewater rule now. Now everybody can do what Teddy was trying to do for those kids. It was ridiculous. Hey, just Northwestern and Central will play each other, though. That game's not going away. We got to have that game at Travis Powell. That game's got to happen.
Yeah, always. And, and now with the open division, which means there's, you get the 8 best teams that'll play for their own state title. So, if a St. Thomas isn't playing for the 5A state title, it opens it up to somebody else to play for that 5A state title. And the same thing, with Venice and a lot of those other programs around the state. But, there's going to be some really good football. We'll have it for you every week, and I'm excited about this. Is year 56, Joe. This
I know.
is my
Damn, Blue.
year doing this, and and I enjoy it as much as I did.
Blue, you're a machine, bro. You are.
Yeah.
You are a machine. And by the way, nobody here in South Florida likes Venice. You already knew that. We don't. They have made no friends down here. Hey, thank you. It's always great having you, Blue. Thank you.
All right, Joe.
Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
All right, man. A lot of buildup for Larry Bluestein right there. Hey, it's hurricane season, and it's time to tell you about Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. It's not over. Nah, it's not even close. You never know. So far, so good, but you never know, man. I've been down here a long time, and everybody telling me, it looks like we're good, and then around Halloween, we get hammered. You just never know, man. But you do know one thing. You got to protect your home. And Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing love to be there for you. They're window hurricane category 5 rated. Loctite Impact provides 100% financing with 0 down, no interest, no payments for a year. That should help you out. Leaky roof, replace your roof now. You can pay later. Plus 24/7 roof repairs if you decide not to get a brand new roof right now. Let us patch it up for you and keep you safe. Best part, Impact Windows as low as $6 per month per window installed. Don't wait for the next storm, man. Get a deal of a lifetime right now. Whether you're in Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach, Loctite Impact is a name you need to know. So call today, 954-500-LOCK, 954-500-LOCK. Got a great staff. Will answer all your questions. Get this whole process started. Or you can always go to LoctiteImpact.com.
It's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody. What do you have for us today?
All right, Joe. So
Time's flying, man.
Yeah, I know. I want to jump into something we were talking about earlier.
Which one?
We were able to track down these old clips here.
Oh, no.
That's the beauty of storing all this stuff here.
Are you going to set it up before you
tell
the
I'm going
story?
to set it up. So, I don't know how we got. Do you know how we got this discussion earlier? Anyway, we were talking about Bo.
Oh, my comment. It was my comment to Perk about the 5-year relationship.
It got to that, and then you talked about
how you marry her, bro.
How you asked a girl if she was pregnant, and she was just, a little overweight or whatever. And I
think she said I'm fat.
Yeah.
And her husband came walking up thinking I insulted her, and I go, yeah.
So that got us thinking about what Bo did, and Bo has been kind of vicious to people at times as well.
But I think his stuff he thinks is funny, where sometimes it goes over the line and it's not funny.
All right, so I'm going to play. So we had a fan came into the station late in the show, whatever, and Bo was hanging out with us, and he came in with his wife. Just, was excited to meet you guys. You brought him into the studio, brought him
By the way,
air.
his wife is beautiful. What a beautiful woman. I meant it. I know it's beautiful woman in a nice way, not mean.
So here's the opening interaction between Bo, you and our Dolphin fan.
Man, I got to tell you, we don't usually do this, but this is pretty cool. We've got Sean from New Jersey, who is a diehard fan, came down here with his beautiful wife, Lana, down here with him. They said beautiful then, too. Yeah. And going to the game.
Trenton, New Jersey.
Trenton.
Well,
wow.
Yeah, Trenton, right outside Trenton, Hamilton Township.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get to the good stuff, man. We always talk about the fans.
Not for nothing, but you could lose a little weight. But I thought you look. I thought you sounded thinner, even though I haven't seen you.
Hey, you know what, Sean? You're just what I thought. You're perfect. Man.
I got a body for radio, they say, right? Yeah.
No, you are. No, face for radio. Yeah, we all have that, Sean. No question.
That's the first time Bo has ever met this guy.
Never met him.
Blurts it out yeah.
He took it well. By the way, a great guy. He's really, really a good guy.
So after the guy left, brought it back up with Bo, to see maybe he would apologize, something along those lines.
But he said something else?
Yeah. I was very upset about the treatment there. It was very
treatment of who?
It was tough.
On this guy. He thought you were tough.
Ooh, this
on
guy?
Sean.
Yeah.
From New Jersey.
No, we bonded. That a Jersey guy, that's how you talk to a Jersey guy.
Said you thought he was going to be smaller or bigger? What'd you say?
No, he could lose a little weight. I mean, that's all I was saying.
We play commercials
about not doing that. And Joe, tell me, you don't think his wife could have done a little better?
Oh, no, she's good looking lady.
There you go. See? I think Woody was taking a second look at myself. I thought I saw him in there. He came in. I had to lift his arm. Up when he put his arm around him.
They're very nice people. They were very nice. Jeez. He's such an ass clown. He is a clown.
So there you go. Unfiltered Bo.
Well, the guy came in like he's been around a bunch of guys in his life, and everybody busts chops and you know how guys go. You married over your head, so Bo was just doing that.
Yeah, no, I understand.
It was a backhanded compliment that.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Still funny nonetheless, but
no, he hit the guy. Guy's good sport about it. He does have a beautiful wife. Anyway, go ahead.
Back in November that happened, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah, we had to dig deep for that one.
They come down to a game, I think, every year. I think they said they come down again. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm guessing he doesn't want to come back in here.
That was funny.
All right, Joe.
He's a champ too. He took it so well.
Yeah, he did. We had some family fighting here, Joe. The Bus family.
Yeah.
And this Lakers situation might get a little complicated here. Is Jeannie Buss, I guess, is the one of 6 that does not want to sell the remaining stake.
No, hell no. She's controlling it. No, she's she got a little power there still. She wants to keep it.
So looks like we are in for perhaps a court battle.
Why does this happen? The Robbie family went through this. It got bad with the Robbie family, and they divided. And it happens in families all the time, man. Families. Somebody dies, and things get bad, and then it's time to sell things, and It just gets vicious and bad. Where's my check? I want my check. Get out. I need the money. Hell happens to everybody, man.
Yeah.
By the way, it doesn't matter if you have a lot or a little bit. I've seen it happen in my own family a few times. We had a dairy farm that I've talked about, and it didn't end well. I don't want to go into specifics in case certain cousins are living in California, and it happened a long, long time ago. But it got bad. A lot of brothers and sisters and cousins and aunts and uncles weren't talking to each other because it was a big old family.
Couldn't figure out who got the farm kind of thing?
Well, one guy got everything, and all of a sudden, none of the other brothers and sisters, which some of my family, didn't get anything. And they were mad, and those were strong personality females.
Ooh.
Yeah. They got after. It was a rough time. Anyway, what else you got?
Sorry. All right, Joe, I have one more for you here as we continue to see the rising cost of streaming services. Peacock is going to be raising its prices for the fourth time in 4 years here. This is the NBC-owned streaming app here. Peacock Premium with ads will now be priced at $12.99 per month, up $2 from its previous monthly price. Peacock Premium Plus without ads will now be $19.99 a month, a $3 increase over its prior price tag. And Peacock Select, a limited offering that does not include movies, live sports, or Peacock Originals, or what it includes, will cost you $8.99 per month. That's up $1. And this is all from on top of their last price raise that was in July 2025.
I think this can be a story every year, isn't it?
Well, the price, they say the price rise has to do with the NBA broadcasts that are on there now. NBC is paying an average of $2.45 billion per year for NBA rights over the course of its 11-year deal with the league. They also began a new 3-year media rights deal with the Major League Baseball to broadcast Sunday Night Baseball. That's $200 million annually. They also get a wild card round as well, but says Peacock is not alone in raising prices. Netflix, HBO Max, Apple TV, and Paramount Plus have all done the same in the last 2 years. But Peacock's price increases have been far more dramatic than its peers.
All right. You jump into the sports world, it's expensive. By the way, you think the NFL sat back and watched the contracts NBC or that NBA got and said, we're going to have to opt out of this contract. And we're going to have to get some new deals done here. We are not going to watch the NBA. Tell you what, those NBA, everybody's going, how are these guys getting paid all this money in NBA? That's why. They all got negotiating against each other, and everybody wanted in, and they would only take a certain amount of partners, and NBA wins.
It's just the ongoing irony of the fact that, like, when everyone thought when this started happening, that it was, everything's going to be cheaper because now I can only get what I want. You know, I can just get my sports, or I can just get, whatever it is you watch.
I know.
And it's become disastrously expensive.
You're right.
And hard to find all these things,
right,
by the way.
And I got them all.
Yeah.
You're right, and I need to watch this so I can watch all those games.
Yeah.
All right, Woody. Hey, we got Chris Perkins going to join us. Sun Sentinel Dolphins columnist. We'll talk to Perk. I got to put this thing to rest. Now I feel like I think Perk's fine. Matter of fact, I think the girl's married now. I think she married the guy.
Well, it happened a long time ago.
Yeah.
So unless he's Aaron Rodgers, with a grudge holding.
All right.
I'm guessing he's okay.
Perk's fine. Perk can take it. Perk's old school. I was weird. Omar brought it up, man. He laid a little Catholic guilt on me.
I know.
I didn't need it, Father Ed. I did not need that Catholic guilt. All right. What do you got for us?
All right, Joe, I have some great news for everyone. Something big is coming on September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration built for sports fans. The countdown has begun. All roads lead to game day. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states. That means Florida, from Texas to California. Every fan is in on the excitement. One app, every sport, all 50 states. DraftKings Game Day is yours. Remember the date, September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era, and the biggest day in sports history. Get pumped. Get ready to celebrate, new DraftKings customers. Sign up with the code 1043WQAM. Spend $5 to get $150 in rewards within 14 days. That's code 1043WQAM. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends August 23rd. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo. Nationwide based on sportsbook predictions and free-to-play sports contest availability varies by state.
Home of the two-time World Series winner, Miami Marlins.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia in Miami, the Domino's game. You always find your Abuelito whenever you want a low price. Save the Pricito. Save now with your Pricito at Doral Kia, starting with the Marlins, who fell again to the Phillies by a final of 6-4. Miami will look to avoid the sweep in Game 3 tonight with the first pitch at 6:05 from Citizens Bank Park. You can catch the game right here on WQAM. Over to the Dolphins, who will get set for Thursday's joint practice with the Giants. Thursday's practice is at 9:30 and is open to the public. The Dolphins and Giants will then meet on Saturday for preseason game number 2 and enter Miami, who will be in Philly tonight. Kickoff is at 7:30. Time for weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Protect your home before the next storm. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Call 954-968-8155. Temperatures creeping into the feels like triple digits today. 15% chance of rain. The Joe Rose Show continues now. And Joe, it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com.
All right, Woody, let's go right to Chris Perkins, Sun Sentinel Dolphins columnist. And Perk, first of all, good morning, bud. How you doing?
Joe, I'm fired up, man. I can't wait to see this second joint practice, see if the Dolphins bring some physicality.
Yeah, well, before we get all that stuff, I don't know if you heard what happened the other day, but Omar out of nowhere ambushes me about how I upset you years ago with the comment. I don't remember if it was at the game or it was at the he brought that he hit me with that Catholic guilt stuff. Perk, I don't even remember exactly what I said, to be honest. And I don't know if I was drinking at that time. Did it happen at the game or at a restaurant before or after the game?
This was at the Pittsburgh Marriott when a bunch of us writers were gathered downstairs eating and drinking, and you came in. I think you and Cephalo and a few of y'all had been out, and you started talking to me about, I was there with my ex, and you started talking to me about, when are you going to marry her? When are you going to marry her, Perk? And you got the whole restaurant involved in this. Well, Perk, shouldn't you marry her? Shouldn't you do the right thing, Perk? Shouldn't you marry her?
Hey, Perk. Well, Perk, how did she take it? Like, I thought everybody was cool. Did it not go over well? Just
no,
honestly.
She was cool. She was cool, but I think the rest of the restaurant was like, "Who is this dude? Why is he pressuring this man? Like, what?
Yeah.
Why doesn't he just chill out?" Yeah. So
well, she's gone now, right? That. Yeah, she's gone now, right? Yeah. And she's married and moved on, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, everything's everything. Yeah.
All right.
So, but yeah. That was the Joe Rose Show went to Pittsburgh that day.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that. Boy. I've done that crap show so many times, Perk. I'm sorry about that, man.
The whole bar and restaurant was involved in this.
I definitely was drinking then. I was definitely drinking too much. All right. Hey, do we have a second QB right now? Are you a little concerned? I know everybody talked about Cam Miller's practice yesterday. And what the hell happened with Quinn Ewers?
Man, I don't know what happened with Ewers, Joe. He had a good offseason and a good mini camp, and then he seemed to regress since then. His balls don't have the same zip on them. He doesn't have the same accuracy. He doesn't seem to have the same confidence. You can see the play in the game, his game performance. You can kind of see the play in which he injured his groin. He was scrambling to the left sideline. So that explains the game performance and the dip there. But the training camp, Joe, I don't know. I am concerned. Cam Miller hasn't shown me much. Mark Gronowski hasn't shown me much, who they just brought back. So, look, the previous regime could never develop a solid backup quarterback. I hope this regime can. Well, hopefully they don't need the backup quarterback, but you want to have a good number 2 quarterback, reliable guy.
Yeah, hey, Perk, we got kind of a cool story, something that potentially has never happened here before. I started the show with this morning. We could have at some point, and it could happen in September even, October for sure, where we have Douglas, Bell, and Kevin Coleman all lining up at the wide receiver positions. And I know Malik Washington's in the rotation too. We could see 3 rookies playing at the same time in passing situations.
Yeah, that'd be incredible, wouldn't it? I mean, that would be absolutely incredible. Chris Bell getting activated on Monday. I mean, that's the GM of the group, I think. I think Chris Bell, I've told you, I give the Chris Chambers comparison to him right now. I think he's going to be a grown man the second he steps foot on the field. I like what I've seen from Caleb Douglas, but Caleb needs to get some consistency to his game. He's just a rookie, so it's not that big a deal, Joe. But that pass in the Washington game, I can't Saturday, whatever day it was, where he was out of bounds.
Yeah,
that's inexcusable. That's not a rookie mistake. That's just an awareness mistake. But again, Caleb is a rookie. He's gonna do stuff like that. So I don't have any big worries about Caleb Douglas. Yes, he's been up and down, but he'll be all right. And then Kevin Coleman Jr. in the slot, that dude shows us something, Joe, with his speed. He's behind Malik as a slot receiver now, but you're right. All three rookies could be out there on the field by mid-season. So we'll see what happens with this draft. Also, they put Kyle Lewis, the linebacker, at safety. So there could be some real good showings early in the season from this draft class.
Well, they plan on playing a lot of them, and then we'll see how they develop. But it does look like that. Hey, speaking of Bell. You want to play doctor a little bit? What you're thinking after they've?
Yeah, of course.
What do you think? Give me a date. I have a date, and I have no word. I know people are going to think somebody gave me this. I'm thinking first home game against Kansas City, but I'll bet you're thinking earlier.
Ooh, no. I'm actually thinking later. Well, when is the first? I'm thinking probably the start of October. I'm thinking like maybe whatever game that would be. That might be Kansas City, huh?
Kansas City's the third game, and then the next home game would be Game 5 against Cincinnati.
Somewhere around there, yeah. I'm thinking somewhere around there because the season opens September 13th. So yeah, somewhere around there. About 6 weeks is what I'm thinking, Joe. Because look, the way that we see the guy out there running and cutting and doing everything, he's pretty close to ready. Like he told us, the next step is taking contact. He's out there in the red, no contact jersey the last two practices. But and then, Joe, you know how these injuries go. Once he has contact, it becomes, well, how is he the next day? How does he recover?
Right.
So it's still a process. But yeah, I could definitely see 6 weeks. The start of October is when Chris Bell returns to the field, and that's going to be big.
What position now that we've teased and we have a huge week? I can't say enough about not only the practice tomorrow, but the game on Saturday. But before we get to the Atlanta game, the third and final preseason game, and all the final cuts, what position? I know what we thought it was before this thing started. What position are you most concerned with right now?
Edge rusher. I came into camp saying edge rusher, wide receiver, and cornerback were the three positions of concern. Wide receiver, Chris Bell is on the mend, as we just talked about, and you see some promise from Caleb Douglas. Malik is solid. At cornerback, I know Juju Brents is still out, but you do have hope with Chris Johnson and Jason Marshall Jr., who has also regressed a little bit. The backups don't show me anything. At edge rusher, Joe, all I've seen is Chop Robinson, who, by the way, had a dominant day yesterday, just kicked Austin Jackson's butt up and down the field. Patrick Paul handled him in one-on-ones, but Chop is really having a nice camp. Beyond that, Joe, I don't see much. Josh Uche has been okay. Ojabo surfaces every now and then, but there's not much at edge rusher after that. So edge rusher is my number one position of concern right now.
One guy, and listen, the Savai'Naia story and Chop is really nice to see. Guys getting their confidence back and really look like they're trending the right way, working off what we've seen. Kenneth Grant. And now he's banged up. It looks like he's probably not going to be playing this week. But how do we feel about Kenneth Grant? I'm not worried about Zach Sealer. I mean, hell, if he has to play hurt, he'll play hurt once this thing starts. But what do you think about Kenneth Grant, a first-round pick a year ago?
KG, I'm a little bit concerned from the standpoint he was the first-round pick and he's not showing first-round potential. You've had some D tackle surface, right? And you mentioned Zach Sealer, and he's going to be there. Jordan Phillips has surfaced, the 5th-round pick from 2025. Zeke Biggers has surfaced, the 7th-round pick from 2025. Mitchell Butler, who was on the team last year, he's okay. He's a rotational guy. We're seeing a Keith Cooper Jr. kind of make a small move right now. So you've got DTs. They're not high quality, but you've got DTs. But you need that first-round pick, Joe. You need Kenneth Grant to step up and show something. I'm a run stopper. I'm a pass rusher. There's something that I do very well, and KG just hasn't shown us anything. I've said this about KG, Joe. If he was a third or fourth round pick, you would be happy with
That's
him.
true.
You would say,
That's
yeah,
a great
good.
point. I totally agree.
But Joe, that first rounder, he's got to do better. He's got to do better.
Hey, were you surprised about Mason Reiger or no?
No, he didn't show us anything, and I was on the All Dolphins podcast with Alan Poupart yesterday, and he was talking about how this heralded undrafted rookie free agent class really hasn't turned out into a whole lot, and that happens. That they're undrafted for a reason, and that's fine. That's I prefer that to the draft class, being disappointing. So. But Ryder, he had an opportunity. I just talked about the edge rushing group. Cam Good has an opportunity. Ryder had an opportunity, but it's Jeff Hapley was saying yesterday he wants to see some consistency out of those edge rushers,
sure.
and Ryder he just didn't flash enough times.
Is Cam Good going to be okay? Great on special teams. We know that, and I know other guys can play special teams. He's not like the only one, but he's proven. You see him on the 53?
If he is, it's because of special teams, Joe. But I just, he had a sack the other day in the Washington game for an 11-yard loss, which was a very nice play. But I'm not sure it's registering, Joe. I'm not sure. He's 14 on the depth chart. 14.
Yeah.
And so, he's still a core special teams guy, but he's a fourth-year player. You got to start. Well, you can make a good living as a special teams guy, but this is a team that needs somebody to make an impact from scrimmage. And in your fourth year, you're about to get typecast as a special teams guy as opposed to a guy who can play both. So we'll see what happens. I mean, look, Ashton Davis was a special teams guy, right? Zane Anderson, your starting safety right now, is a special teams guy. He's trying to make that transition to scrimmage, and I think Cam Good is kind of in that territory right now.
All right, I'm going to ask you about another guy, Willie Gay. I think we all like Willie. Willie jumps up and down. He's emotional. You love it about him. We got a lot of good young linebackers. We got the Rodriguez Dotson deal going on. Where does Willie Gay fit in?
Man, Willie's got to fight for his position on the 53, Joe. 6-year guy, and he doesn't take many snaps with the starters from scrimmage. He's usually in with the second and third teamers, and he's out there. You see him making plays, but him and T-Dot, Terrell Dodson, are fighting for different battles. T-Dot is trying to hold off Jacob Rodriguez for that starting spot, and Willie Gay is trying to hold off like Trey Moore and Kyle Lewis and all these other youngsters for a spot on the 53. That's two guys that I'm going to be watching in the joint practice on Thursday, and if they play in the game Saturday, what they do. Jeff Hapley told us he doesn't want these guys to play, a so-called 2 games in 3 days. So if you get like 30 snaps in the joint practice, you might not get very many, if any, in the scrimmage. So I want to see how Half breaks that down. But T-Dot and Willie Gay, they need to have a good week to hold on to what they're fighting for. T-Dot starting job, Willie Gay spot on the 53.
Well, I tell you what, that's gonna be an interesting one to watch for sure. Hey, biggest surprise for you so far in this camp? A pleasant surprise, big one for you. Who would it be?
Ooh, man, that's a good one. I think probably those rookie linebackers, I would say, would be my first thought off the top of my head. Rodriguez, Trey Moore, and Kyle Lewis. The way that they're coming through, Rodriguez 2nd-round pick and the 2 linebackers 4th-rounders. I'll tell you another one undercover, Joe, is Will Kazmarek, 3rd-round safety, who's been knocking heads. I mean, really knocking heads. Chop Robinson has emerged also. And let me say this, Joe. I say all of this under the background of this is still, I think, a 5-win team. But you can have a lot of success stories on a 5-win team. This is a rebuild. This is a team that's expected to contend for a wild card spot. So there are a lot of positives, but let's keep them in perspective. So when I say, the rookie linebackers, I'm not expecting one of them to be a Pro Bowler at the end of the season. I'm talking about winning a starting job and being a reliable rookie. And so there's good things. Chop Robinson, actually, though, he might be my biggest pleasant surprise.
Chop's been great.
You hope Yeah, you hope that doesn't mean that Austin Jackson is struggling, which that could be the case. But Chop has been really good against the pass and the run.
I'll tell you, it'll be interesting because I think after those final cuts, they're going to be looking, man. They're going to be looking at everybody else's teams to 3-4 guys. You wouldn't be surprised if we saw 3 or 4 new faces from the outside world come into this team, would you?
Oh, heck no. I think we're going to see more than that, Joe. You know what I've been saying? I think that this roster, numbers 1 through 25 are decent, but numbers 26 through 53, I'm not sure how many of those guys are going to be in the league 2 years from now. So that to me is really the big drop off, and that's I'm not saying that their starters are could win 15 games, but the starters are. I think they're pretty much the first 25. I think are pretty much NFL caliber players.
Right.
The rest of that, right? And you're going to have injuries, Joe, and that's when it's going to creep in. But so far so good. I think it's been a good camp so far overall. The physicality, the draftees, Malik Willis, who we haven't even talked about. Surprisingly, he's having a good camp. So I think they're seeing what they need to see, and I think the deficiencies, cornerback, wide receiver, edge rusher, are expected. I don't think there's been a situation where you thought, hey, we thought we had a great backup quarterback, and it turns out that we don't. I don't think there's been any of that in this camp so far.
Perk, I got to tell you, Malik Willis was going to be the last thing I asked you about. He has been, as I told him, I hadn't seen him play in person. So physically, the things he can do, I haven't seen anything like that around here for a while. Now we got to see if it all plays out. But I got to tell you, man, he's been a real pleasant surprise from everybody. I don't know if you were one and won that open competition during minicamp and thought they should be able to compete against each other.
No.
But, boy, I'll tell you what, he has really stepped it up as a leader, everything, and what a class act, man. Spent time with him in Washington, and, boy, he's looking the part, rolling out, and, boy, he's teased us with a couple little runs that you just feel like, oh, boy, what a nice little added addition that's going to be when he takes off. It's going to be kind of fun to watch.
Man, Joe, he's checked all the boxes so far, hasn't he? And,
yes.
And look, I what we saw in Washington, let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
The Dolphins' starting offense proved it's better than Washington's second-team offense. Washington didn't play any starters.
Nope, they had 26 guys that didn't suit up. You're right. 26 did not suit up. Yep.
But, Joe, I'll say what a lot of other people have said. What I was looking for from Malik in that offense, I saw a crisp, clean operation, right? No negative plays, no penalties. You saw decisiveness on the pass. You saw physicality on the runs. Achan did good things. Malik did good things. The offensive line did good things. And, Joe, I would rather see the Dolphins do better against the Washington backups than saying, ooh, there's some questions at offensive line. You want them to dominate the way they did.
Great point.
Again, a positive sign.
That is a great point for everybody. Goes, well, they're playing against, hey, man, hey, it's great. Rather do that than, like you said, if they would have struggled going, oh, my God, and the best guys aren't even around. Hey, Perk, thank you so much, man. I'm glad we're good. I was worried about a 5-year – you had a 5-year hangover of Joe Rose, so I feel a lot better, Perk. Thank you, brother.
I still got that Joe Rose hangover, but for different reasons, Joe.
Thanks, Perk. Appreciate it. Chris Perkins, Sun Sentinel, Dolphins, columnist. What do you got for me, man?
All right, Joe.
I'm good. I've been freed.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you
had a confession, brother.
That's beautiful, Joe. This is also beautiful. Something big is coming on September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration built for sports fans. The countdown has begun. All roads lead to Game Day. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states. That means Florida, from Texas to California. Every fan is in on the excitement. One app, every sport, all 50 states. DraftKings Game Day is yours. Remember the date, September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era, and the biggest day in sports history. Time to get pumped. Get ready to celebrate. New DraftKings customers sign up with code 1043WQAM. Spend $5 to get $150 in rewards within 14 days. Again, that is code 1043WQAM. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim, issued in non-withdrawable predictions dollars that expire in 1 year, ends August 23rd. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo, nationwide based on sportsbook predictions, and free-to-play sports contest availability varies by state. As you may recall,
I did. It's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock hour.
We said right around Perk. So Perk just wrapped up with us. So we are going to give away 2 tickets to see comedian, TV and Netflix star Aziz Ansari, who is coming to Hard Rock Live in Hollywood in October. Caller number 5, 305-567-0560. We will get you into that one. Set up a nice little date night there, Joe.
Yeah. And if not, let me know. Call me if you do end up being a winner and getting the tickets. I'll check on Julie, see if she's might be interested in going with you on a date.
I threw you under the bus on that one yesterday, huh? I told her I was very uncomfortable doing all of this, but
she knows. She's onto your shtick a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, she knows. She knows you just play around a little bit.
No, I'm genuinely uncomfortable, but
she doesn't care.
Okay.
She's single.
I mean, I'm kind of a loner around here. Like I keep to myself.
No, I know you do. Yeah. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't.
I know. I could tell. You just run around making friends. One of your friends just stopped by to say hi to you.
Yeah, give me a call. Part-time Paul just came by. It's good.
What are you adding to his nickname now, huh?
Well,
apparently he needs you to give some calls.
Hey. You can't help yourself.
No, I can't.
You're just so bad. You're so bad. All right, listen, we're going to be giving those tickets away. We do have a lot of stuff, and I want to thank Perk for coming on. And Perk's good, man. Perk's good. If you think, why do you got to get in I get people, why do you got to get in everybody's business? Don't worry about me getting in anybody's business. It's all fun, man. It's not serious. I'm not talking to 2 people I know are going through a breakup in their marriage going, when you guys going to end this thing? My God, you're killing it. I don't do stuff like that, man. This is all right. This all right. If you got a girl and you're out and you've been together 5 years, you got to admit, most guys, somebody's going to go, if you know them, you're going to go, dude, you guys ever going to get married or what the hell? Then my buddies would go, to be miserable like you? It's a rough group. Rough group out there, man. No question. Hey, so anyway, we've got a lot of stuff. I want to get everybody caught up. We got one last practice tomorrow with the Dolphins, open to the public. This is going to close it up after tomorrow. It's against the Giants. They'll be down here today and get all set up, and then they'll be out at Hard Rock at the practice facility tomorrow, and then Saturday, 4 o'clock game, and then we continue on. We got a lot of guys banged up, man. We got what I see, Kenneth Grant on the list, Zach Sealer, Robert Beal, Cleveland Farrell, Ben Sims, Quinn Hewers, Jordan Brooks, Ronnie Harrison, linebacker, Dante Trader working his way back, Juju Brent's working his way back, and Chris Bell obviously is not going to be doing anything yet. So we got a lot of guys. Few guys have been released from the team and made some changes. I see Tanner Wall's gone. So they have made a few moves and trying to figure this thing out. And there's a lot. Going to be a lot of moves, man, coming up now between now and getting ready for that Vegas game. There's going to be a lot added to this team. And practice squad will have, we'll be picking up practice squad guys from other teams. And this is going to be a busy time. But I'm with Perk. Perk and I agree on a lot of things. We're going to have development where we could have some help in the back end of the roster, but it's thin, man. It is thin. It's thin at just about every position. It's thin across the board. Now it's being filled in by some of the young guys who will get better the more they play. There's upside to young guys, especially, as I call them, the Club 21. They're counting a lot on the Club 21. The Club 21 is going to be real important to this whole thing. That was last year's draft and this year's draft. And I think we're going to see a lot of those guys play a lot of football as the core of this thing. Young guys who can develop and get better and go from there. But we're going to be short. We're still going to be short. Honestly, I don't know how much we're going to get out of our veteran free agent class. We really haven't seen that much across the board out of the veteran free agent class. We haven't. One guy we were counting on, Sawyer, he's hurt. He's out. IR, done. That was one of my top ones. Dulcich I don't count because he was on the team, and they just re-signed him to stay, so he wasn't on the list. But this thing is the guys who are already really good, solid players, or the 4 or 5 guys that were outstanding last year on this football team. You're not worried about those guys. But we're going to come up short on this roster. This roster from high 30s into 53 is going to be the unknown of mankind. It really is. It's thin. I don't want to say it's, guys are real bad, but it just feels like they're going to be open to trying to upgrade that either through a late trade for a draft pick later on and a low draft pick, 6th, 7th round pick, maybe if they really like somebody, to do that. If they think somebody's going to get cut and they're not going to get them, they could do that. Or this is going to be picking guys up who they like that other teams have let go, that are young guys. We just don't have enough. I look at this roster, I don't see 53. I don't see 53 guys that I'm going to go through the season, a season of development, a season of, patience, a season that you're not expected to win a lot of games with this group. You got to get guys you think have more upside than what you have. And we got some positions where even the veterans that have come in just haven't done enough to just go, oh, man, we got one there. So that's where we are. But everybody thought this. Even the frontliners, you're counting on a lot of guys that have looked better so far, but they got to do it. They're going to be stepping up against competition, and so you're giving that thing a chance from guys like Savai Nye and Chop Robinson. They look like they're going to be good playing against us. How will they be once they start playing against really, really good defensive linemen and offensive linemen and those? And then, we just have positions where it doesn't really matter. There's just not enough upside. It's just not enough upside. We've seen the best of some guys, and it won't be good enough that you're going to want to keep guys. So, but draft classes look good so far. Most of those guys have looked really good and getting better. And now we see how the coach wants to use them in different situations, like Kyle Lewis now going to play some safety. Really good coverage. Had some really good coverage up in Washington as a real light linebacker who really moves well. I know that was one of the things they felt he could do along with blitzing, and I think he'll be used that way defensively on some of the packages. All right, we got more stuff. We got a little long-winded with Perk. We do have a lot of news. And by the way, a tough one yesterday after having a 3-1 lead. The Marlins could not hold on, end up losing that game 6-4. Conine hits another home run. Boy, he is, since coming back, he's really picked it up from. I don't know if they thought they're going to have a spot for him or if he was just going to occasionally come in and pinch hit or fill in, but he is a guy now you just got to keep in the lineup, got to keep that bat somewhere because he has really been impressive. Sandy Alcantara today, 6:05 start as they try to get one game here before coming back home for 6 games. So game 3 today against the Phillies. We're going to take a quick break. We've got a lot more stuff to get to. But before we do, I want to take a second to tell you about Baptist Health South Florida. Oh, yeah, the sports medicine program. I love talking about them. Why not? Where do the pros go? Inter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, the Miami Dolphins, FIU, FAU, high school, college, and professional athletes, not just from here in town, but athletes from overseas and around the country that come here to see some of the specialists that they have put together. First of all, you can't call yourself a top sports medicine program if you don't have doctors. And I'm talking about surgeons and specialists that cover every part of the body. We got a knee team of doctors that are fantastic. Shoulder, foot, and ankle, hand, back, hip, and knee replacement, Achilles. We got great doctors across the board. They've seen it all. Any kind of injury, they see it every day. They know how to fix it. And that's what it's all about with great facilities like Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium, next to the training facility and 595 in Pine Island in Plantation. The next time you have any kind of injury and you need to see it, whether you're a team sport or individual sport, visit baptisthealth.net/ortho.
WQ
Welcome back, and good morning to everybody. First of all, I want to thank Perk for coming on. Talk a little bit about, he covered damn near the whole team in a quick segment there of talking about the Dolphins for today. Going to have a light practice, I think, today, and then really gear it up for and I'm a little selfish, man. I'd rather see the guys play a little bit more in the preseason game, but I get it. He's got a routine down there that works for him, Coach Hafley, so I understand that. Yesterday, I don't know how many baseball people we have out there, and I don't know if it's just a me thing, but I talked about this early this morning. So Marlins are up 3-1 in the game through 5.5 innings yesterday. Phillies score 4 in the bottom of the 6th and end up winning the game 6-4. Another one today left. But anyway, they get a real good pitcher yesterday in Wheeler, and they get the lead on him. And Wheeler was struggling. He was struggling to throw strikes. He walks a couple of guys in a row. Back-to-back guys he walks. And so they got a chance for a huge inning in the 5th. Wheeler struggling. The pitch count's up in the 90s. He looks tired. Can't get it over. The rain, I guess, is affecting everybody, to be fair. The rain is going, and everybody was talking about that. And then Xavier Edwards comes up and gets a nice hit. Gets a hit and scores a run. Marcy's on his way to third, so you're going to have runners in first and third with 2 outs. And Xavier Edwards, who's had a good season, don't get me wrong, decides to try to go to second base on the base hit. The throw from the outfield goes to the shortstop on a cutoff, and he throws to second, and they get Xavier Edwards out. Inning over. In an inning where Wheeler's struggling to throw strikes, Edwards gets a big hit, and you have a chance to have a big inning, and you run yourself out of it. I just think it's a bad move. The other day I'm watching a ground ball. I don't know if that was yesterday or the day before, to the shortstop. And we got a runner runs from second to third, and he doesn't have to.
Yeah, that was Augustin Ramirez. I remember that one. Marlins have been all over the place. I know they preach aggressiveness,
but that's stupid. It's just not. I understand, and I know he's got their back. And if he was to come on, Skip's going to go, hey, we want to stay aggressive. That's why we're above 500. And I'm like, no, there's certain things. A ball hit, and it's not a force where you have to run. A ground ball to shortstop, you don't. If it's hit up the middle is one thing, but it's hit right at the shortstop, and you're not very fast. It's easily thrown out at third. And Xavier Edwards easily thrown out at second yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a difference between being aggressive and just making mistakes on the base paths, and that's what the Marlins have been doing. It's costing them outs. It's costing them wins right now.
I'm glad you felt that. What was the one you disagreed with me on? What was the one earlier in the year we were talking? Guy getting thrown out of third base.
Well, that one was different because it was at the end of the game. And it would have put 2 runners in scoring position. The Marlins were down by 2.
This was an outrageous take, by the way.
Yeah. I don't get it. You went.
No, that was the double steal.
No, you don't double steal and get thrown out to end the game.
A base hit would have won the game.
You take that, but you
tied the game.
But we'll never know because the guy didn't get the guy at the plate didn't get the hit.
I think that one was just an example of being aggressive and it didn't work.
Wasn't a home run win the game at that point too?
It would have.
Yes. By the way, I'll take my chances with that, or one in the gap, or yes, or one down the line. There's
a lot of weird stuff going. We were talking a lot yesterday about that foul ball deal. I was talking to some people about that afterwards. Like, how do you not let that play out?
Oh, that wasn't the Marlins' fault.
But isn't that like usually what you do in like? I mean, they do it in football.
But I will tell you, I like to see Skip go after it a little harder and sell it a little bit that he's really pissed off. He's just a nice guy.
I don't know what he said.
He's really good.
He got tossed pretty quick.
Well, he got tossed, but.
You You got to toss like the
You got to
Billy
Martin. You got to get Billy. You got to go Billy Martin, Earl Weaver on that guy thing. You got to
start throwing stuff out of the dugout.
Kick dirt on their. Come on, man.
Throw the cooler.
I don't know, man. And I get they're going, well, we gotta generate runs and we're gonna be aggressive on the but there's you gotta be smart. And I'm just tired of seeing innings end by stupid base running, in my opinion. And all those plays. Not the controversial one. That was terrible. That was on the umpires. Totally on the umpires. Terrible ruling to think that Otto Lopez can't score on a ball that goes down the line. And he's often running on a hit and run that he's not going to score as one of the fast guys on the team from first base all day, every day. Hell, he's almost on second when the ball went by him.
Marlins got screwed on that one.
They did get screwed. And Skip's got to get kicked out of that game. I get it. But I want to see, like, get a little more animated out there and get into it and really sell it. Like,
that's just not Clayton's style.
No, it's not.
He's a mild-mannered guy. For better or worse, it's the way he goes about it.
Hey, I think he's done a good job. I just think we've made some bonehead plays. I'm not for trying to steal third when you're down at end of game. I don't know how you justify that one. And by the way, I think Skip half tried to do that. Anyway, I do love baseball, though. It's a game you can do your work and just look up and then, I've been waiting for, Harper to come and see what's going to happen. And, we got the bases loaded. And it is fun to see, see what happens. But, hey, and again, Xavier Edwards had a really good season again. He's got a lot of hits, done a nice job at second base. I just you got him. Wheeler struggling to throw strikes. I don't know. Was yesterday the rainy day, or is that the day before? I get them all confused now. This is what happens at this age.
I think it was the day before, but Wheeler completely lost control of the strike zone.
He just missing the outside over and over again, and you start walking back-to-back guys, and then Xavier gets a nice hit. Then he decides that, hey, maybe he'll miss the cutoff, man. Hey, maybe the shortstop doesn't know I'm going for two. Anyway, all right. Sorry about that. It makes me feel better, though. Had a chance, man. Had a chance in both these games. Have had their chances. Yeah. Anyway, just hasn't worked out. All right, we got to go to something very, very important out there. Landing Men's Clinic, ED and low T is nothing to mess with. Nothing to mess with. If you're going through, I had full blown. I hate telling people this. People go, why do you tell people that? I go, well, first of all, low T happens to every guy. And honestly, ED happens to every guy. Sometimes guys get it in their late 30s, early 40s. Thank God that didn't happen. But I got hit with full-blown ED. It went from hit and miss from time to time. Then it was just gone. There was no sex drive at all. And your energy level is shot. So you know what happens when you're tired all the time and you end up not being as active, but you're still eating the same amount of food? Hello, 20 pounds. Nice to see you again. And, man, I did it too. Went to a nice big belly there, and I was like, oh, boy, this is terrible. Well, I went to Atlantic Men's Clinic. I got the PSA test, met with their professional staff, got that first appointment all set up, and they asked me a lot of questions, telling them, honest with them, and they put you on a program and go, Mr. Rhodes, you want to get rid of this right now? And I go, hell yes, I do. 7 locations in South Florida serve you, man. Unbelievable results. Brand new location in Hollywood. I go to Plantation. You can call them today and set up that first appointment. If you're going through ED and low T, nobody needs to know, but call Atlantic Men's Clinic. Set up that first appointment. Tell them Joe Rose was talking about what happened to him and you want it to happen to you. 877-455-7300 or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com today.
The
Florida sports lives here.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia in Miami at a Domino's game. You always find your Abuelito whenever you want a low price. Save the Pricito. Save now the Pricito at Doral Kia, starting with the Marlins, who fell again to the Phillies by a final of 6-4. Miami look to avoid the sweep in Game 3 today with the first pitch at 6:05 from Citizens Bank Park. You can catch the game right here on WQAM. Over to the Dolphins, who will get set for Thursday's joint practice with the Giants. Thursday's practice is at 9:30, and it is open to the public. The Dolphins and Giants will then meet on Saturday for preseason game number 2. And to Inter Miami, who will be in Philly tonight, kickoff is at 7:30. Time for weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Hurricane season is here. Make sure your roof and windows are ready. Call 954-968-8155 for a free estimate. We are going to get in the feels like triple digits temperatures once again, although rain looks to be okay for you, Mike, later today.
Yeah, I think we're okay. You already give me a hard time.
It was a funny conversation during the break.
I would share, but somebody would be offended. I'd love to share the inside, but not this time. I'm going to skip the immature thing that I've done recently, one of the many.
I thought it was very funny.
No.
As did Jamie. But I know you said some people in your life don't really like your brand of humor.
No. Some of the stuff when it gets real childish.
Yeah, but you know where I stand.
Bo does that
humor,
stuff too. Bo's got to do some growing up. He's got the same problem a little bit.
Well, he's really embraced his hometown.
Yeah. You've helped him. You've been a big part of it.
He got a hat made for me.
He did. I had to think back. Yeah, you got the hat. You got the special hat now. He went out and had him made. The way you say it.
It's the way you said it, actually. That's where I got it from.
Hey, I really, really like to see tomorrow and Saturday at 4:00. I like to see the starting offense go first quarter like last time. Pretty much chewed it up. That nice 93-yard drive, and I don't know who they're going to play. Nobody knows, and I know the first thing and most important thing is you don't want to lose key players. I get it, and especially in a preseason game, because now you get second guess for that, right? You got the media just killing you if you lose a really good player in preseason, right? I mean, that you want to talk about taking some criticism, that'll do it. Social media will just absolutely attack you. Of course, you can't win on that anyway. So you got to be careful. You can't play too much. I do understand that. But yet you got to play the game, and you got a whole bunch of guys. They call them the 21 Club. The 21 Club's got 21 draft picks. I want to find out everything possible, including growth between minicamp and a week next week, at the end of next week with the Falcons, about every guy in the 21 Club, as in the last 21 draft picks, 13 this year and 8 last year. Looks like a lot of them are going to be playing. If you're watching what's going on and the different packages that are going to be playing on defense and the way they're being used, it looks like there's going to be a lot of those guys from Chris's last draft, as well as John Eric Sullivan's first class. Once everybody comes back, we got a few guys banged up, but they'll join them to go with the guys who are already here that are really good players, and some of them already got new contracts. We got a handful of guys that have been here now 3 years, and that's the Chop Robinson team and draft, which Chop looks like he's playing a lot better. He looks more confident. He looks stronger. However, whatever it is, or moving, he clearly your best pass rusher. He is clearly moved out. And that's one thing I think we've seen with this team. We're starting to see the guys you're going, okay, and again, I don't know what that means. Does that mean Chop gets 7 sacks? Does it mean he gets 10? Does it mean – all I'm telling you is he is clearly the best pass rusher, whether he lines up on one side or the other in practice or in Washington. He's the best you have. He's it. And so that's a good sign. Savaianaya, they stuck with him at right guard. He's starting to look, and again, I know he played against, but he still looked really good. So that's all part of this club that I talk about. Douglas and Bell and Kevin Coleman. Hey, it's never happened here where potentially we've seen, and Malik's going to be in there too, but we're going to have some rotations. I think it's going to happen. We're going to see some plays where Douglas, Bell, and Kevin Coleman, three rookies, will line up in 3 wide. I don't think it's ever happened here. I can never remember. I mean, we've had guys come in and the OJs and Chris's and start from day one, but to have a second guy start as a rookie, a third guy, and by the way, you throw in Kazmarek at tight end, you could have all your skill positions when you go with one tight end or even two. The fact that Kazmarek will be out there with Douglas, Bell, and Kevin Coleman. That's unbelievable. Just to give you an idea how young we're going and what we're looking at, that's 3 third-round picks and a 5th-round pick in this draft. And I'm guessing we could see it. Well, it really counts on when Chris Bell comes back because he's going to be playing once he's 100%. He definitely will be in there because none of the veterans have really taken over. Malik Washington's been good, but everybody else is just – nobody's jumped out there for guys that have had experience in Dallas and the Rams and some other – they haven't. And I can tell you how this thing works. I'm not a GM, and I'm not trying to play one. I never would. But I'm going to go with my own guys and the upside of playing my own draft class. That's what I would do if I'm the GM and head coach, and this is my first class together with this team, and those guys are going to play. I can't ever remember that. Starting tight end and 3 wide receivers. It's got to be – somebody will look it up and look back at all the classes through the years. But it's a big draft class, number one, where you can have 3 third-round picks. But, man, that'd be kind of a neat story that we do that. Now, you hope everybody's developing and getting better, and I think they will. I don't think those guys can lose their confidence. They'll get better the more they see. They'll learn how to run routes. They'll learn all the tricks. They'll see what they can do. They'll figure out as the offense goes. They'll understand what everybody's trying to do. They'll get a feel for zone coverage versus man-to-man, and there'll be growing pains in there. And they'll be thinking about something. They'll run the wrong route. They'll forget there's a blitz breakoff, and they'll miss it. Yeah, those things are all going to happen. That's going to be part of the growing pains with this whole group on both sides of the football. But it is going to be about the 21 guys. This 21 club is going to be the big story. Kyle Lewis is going to play a lot of football, whether it's at safety. And when I say safety, I think it's going to be safety playing up where he can blitz and he can cover now. He can cover. He did a nice job on the Commanders' backs out of the backfield. He had some really nice coverage, and it's impossible. You want to talk about the toughest one-on-one job? Is a linebacker on a running back coming out of the backfield with a two-way go. He can break inside or out. So if you play him one side and then they give him moves and then they go over the top, impossible for guys to look good. And I'm hearing, ooh, he got burned. Ooh, good luck, man, with no help just out there in that drill. That drill's impossible. So, and he was really, really good at it. So I think you look at him and the things that he can do, I think he's going to be a big, big part of this going forward. And they like him. They called him in to tell him, hey, we're going to play you some at safety. I don't know if it's going to be a true safety, but he's going to be able to come up and do a lot of things at 220 pounds. And his coverage skills, again, are really, really good. That was the thing they talked about when he was coming out of Pittsburgh, is his coverage skills and being able to lock on to guys. So that'll be a fun one. You get first chance to see Zeke Biggers The unknown, he didn't play last week and don't know what happened. Didn't sound like anybody pressed the coach on it, but Zeke Biggers will be playing, especially with Kenneth Grant out. Man, I wouldn't mind seeing 20 or 30 plays of Zeke Biggers. Zeke Biggers was really good in that little practice they had at the stadium before we left the week before. Zeke was all over he was everywhere. He was fantastic. So then the other surprise, Mason Reiger, the free agent, undrafted free agent, pass rusher / defensive end out of Wisconsin, was waived, injured. Surprised a little bit. And they owe him a little bit of money. I think he's got a couple $100,000 in guaranteed money, probably a cut and pay from college. But and then again, I don't know what the injury is, but the team didn't waste any time. And I think he had a sack in the game, if I'm not mistaken. Had a sack against the Commanders in that game. All right, listen, we got more stuff to get to here this morning, just breaking it down a little bit. But yeah, man, it's the core 21 going to be the key. I know, and by the way, I'm aware of Malik Willis and how important he's going to be to this thing. You know, I worry about, Malik being able to stay healthy for 17 games. I think he's going to make his share of plays. He might miss some throws. I think that's probably going to happen. But he'll make some crazy plays with his legs and his arm. He can roll out, been really accurate. And I'm kind of concerned about who's our second quarterback. Hell, it might be Miller. It might not even be Hewers. It might be Miller. Then you're going, if you've been out there, well, then we got to go find somebody else. You might be right. I think we need to bring somebody in from outside. Somebody in the organization that likes somebody. And somebody's can't keep them all, and is going to be forced to put them on a practice squad and move it. All right. Hey, I want to talk about Dr. Barry just a second here. We're getting here, and it's hot, it's summer. And Dr. Barry's team at Recovery Unplugged, they got your back. And really want to talk to everybody out there that's gone through some depression, anxiety, the combination. Things happen in your life, man. Let me see the things I've been through. Divorce, breakups in relationships, loss of jobs, things happen, man. And when they do, it can throw you off the road a little bit. And sometimes your friends can't help you. You get in a funk and you just can't get out of it. You need some help. It's normal. It happens to a lot of men and women out there. They've got this mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale. It's private, comfortable space for you to heal with music-based care that hits the right note every time. I went down there, man. Everything was fantastic. Private, but great people. Dr. Barry and the staff are fantastic, really to help you out. They accept most major insurance plans. I want you to call 954-737-4508 if you're going through it or somebody you know is going through it and you care about them. Make sure you get a hold of Dr. Barry, 954-737-4508, or visit recoveryunplug.com. This summer, heal out loud.
The Joe Rose Show is presented by Loctite Windows, Doors, and
What a great time of the year with football coming back. I see all the comments and appreciate it. I'm with you. It is nice to have it back with baseball kind of floating by itself here. And, of course, on deck, a really good Panthers team and a much improved Heat basketball team. And we'll have a lot of time to talk about it. But, man, when this football thing gets going, there's so many parts to it. Like some of you, I know some of you because – my buddy's got kids that are playing high school football. Ralph's got Michael Stringer, and I talk to him a lot. He's a really good receiver, American Heritage. I got other buddies that got kids that are playing sports, and it's great, man. And we got some really good football teams down here. A lot of people think St. Thomas Aquinas, Larry Bluestein thinks they might have the best team in the country. He's not sure anybody can beat them here. And we got a bunch of good teams. We have a lot of good football teams, public and private, in Dade and Broward County. And so that gets going. We've already started that. We had a West Boca game against Carroll City High School. Go for the 2-point conversion at home to come up short to win the game. Just great stuff, man. That wasn't a practice game. They were playing like it was a state championship game. They're both really good teams. Two of the best teams in South Florida. And they were going at it, man. They were going at it. And then you got college, all the shows last night. What a teaser, man. I went to one ESPN channel, they had ACC. I go another one, they got SEC. All going on same time last night, the ACC channel and the SEC channel, and breaking down everybody and how good they are. And they're at camps, and they got the quarterback there talking to them, and then all the NFL shows. My God, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, and obviously we got to get the rosters cut down, but you got a pretty good idea who everybody is. And it's not like you're going to be surprised. I saw the top 20 in college football. Nobody's surprised when you know what? I'm not surprised at the big guys. Ohio State's going to be good. I get it. Indiana's probably going to be good again. Yes. The question is, it makes it fun. Is Penn State going to bounce back? Is Michigan going to bounce back? A lot of people like Ole Miss with their quarterback, and he's a real good one, by the way. I think we all saw that. Hell, he's supposed to turn pro, and he won one of those legal cases, didn't he, to get his 6th year somehow. All you got to do is somehow.
I don't know where the trial took place, but
probably in his backyard where he goes to school.
Yeah, that's what I was leaning.
He's playing. How many? Oh, no, he only played 9 games that one year. Hell, he gets another one. So they get lucky and get a really good player back. And but, yeah, this thing's going to be fun. We really need – I know you don't like to hear this, Woody. You hate this. We need Florida State to be good again. We need Clemson to be good again. With Miami, it would be fun. Now, Miami hadn't done their part until recent years. They've been real bad, and everybody goes, hey, Miami, are you ever going to be good again?
I mean, I do disagree with you to an extent on that. Like, I understand what you're saying. You want the conference to be stronger. Because, I don't know that in 5 years from now it's going to matter, though, Joe.
Well, I'm not worried about 5 years. I'm talking about right now.
Okay, well, right now, FSU is not going to be good, most likely.
But you need some schools. We're not just talking big,
I don't know that Clemson's going to be as good as they have them ranked. Like, we're going to find out real early, though. Clemson's going to LSU. You'll find out what kind of talent they got.
The problem you have, so then people look at Miami's schedule and they go, they win every ACC game. And I go, yeah, well, they've never done it yet.
That's very fair.
SMU.
It's fair.
Louisville.
No, we know that. We know.
Georgia Tech sometimes.
We know.
So I just, but it would be nice to see. Like
on paper, though, the schedule
rankings.
is
I get it.
Very manageable.
I get it. I see it.
Incredibly manageable.
Right. And they got Stanford right off the bat, and I didn't realize this spread's at 24.5 points.
It's a big number.
Yeah, it's.
Now, also, Joe, they did have a lot of those games last year where they had those monster spreads and they didn't cover.
Don't cover on them.
Not that it matters, but
yeah.
And you can go up there and win by 1. It's not going to make a difference.
And I like the 12 teams, man. I wish they'd leave it alone on the playoffs. I know it's not. I know it's going to go to more, but
I'm with you, by the way, on 12 teams.
12's good.
I always hate diluting your product.
12's good.
Because you're going to get more bad teams in there that don't need to be there.
So they've changed it a little bit to Notre Dame. Just got to be ranked in the top 12 they're in. So we don't want them. And I agree. Notre Dame probably
about a weak schedule.
I think Notre Dame, though, probably wins a game in the playoffs last year.
Yeah,
after watching everybody, they were good enough to beat a team. But their schedule.
It's a joke.
And they got Miami at their house.
Yeah, but they could lose by 5 touchdowns to Miami and still make the playoff easily.
Yes, 1 loss will get them in.
2 losses, I'm guessing, gets them in. The amount of complaining they put up last year.
I don't think so. But that schedule.
They're going to take care of Notre Dame the best they can, Joe.
If they somehow lose to BYU and Miami, they're not making the playoffs. Don't play anybody else.
Yeah.
You know what else we need to be good that's not good right now? Nobody cares about the West Coast. USC. It'd be good for business to see USC good again. Would you agree with that?
Oh,
you ummed it.
Well,
okay. No, you ummed it. You already ummed it.
It'd be good for
you ummed it.
The West Coast business, I suppose.
It doesn't have to be East Coast, West. I'm just talking about college football teams. All the conferences, they go all over the country anyway to play.
Yes, you want the traditional teams to be good. I understand. I actually think it's better when you get a team like Indiana that ends up being good. I think it's a cool story.
Hey, man, how about everybody's talking about Big Ten being better than the SEC in football? And that's Penn State and Michigan coming off bad years.
So the SEC got 9 teams into the top 25.
Okay.
But the Big Ten has the top-heavy teams.
Right.
So that's kind of where they were at.
Well, Ohio State's at the top, obviously. Indiana.
With Oregon, yeah.
That guy does a hell of a job. In fairness to him, he's lost a lot of guys.
Notre Dame got in there.
Oh, Notre Dame got a good team.
Of course.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, they're 2 running backs. I'm not so sure which one of those two is going to have. I've been watching Hard Knocks.
Mm-hmm.
The second Notre Dame running back to win the first round, he might put up same kind of numbers as the guy that's going early, who's really good for Arizona.
Really early.
It'll be fun. All that stuff's great, man. It's going to be fun to watch and see how this stuff plays out and how good Clemson's going to be.
It was funny. I was talking to someone about Notre Dame the other day, and they go, man, I really like to hate Notre Dame, but that coach is very likable.
Oh, no, he's good.
He is likable. Yeah.
Isn't that funny? He gets in front, bad plays, or his team loses. He doesn't make excuses, or he's
the only likable Notre Dame coach I can remember. I'm being serious. Is there one I'm missing? Guy Brian Kelly is a mutant.
Yes.
They have Lou Holtz, right? Who else? There's a bunch of others. Didn't Charlie Weiss coach there for a while?
Yeah. No, this guy. By the way, this guy, good luck trying to hold on to him unless he loves it there.
Yeah.
He's going to have some great opportunities in the NFL, and if he wants to go to another program, although I got a feeling Notre Dame's got all the money you need to have success. All right, listen, we got more stuff to get to. The man, Chris Perkins, 5 years in a relationship, got out of it. And by the way, he made the right move because she got out of that relationship, married another man. He's going to join us from the Sun Sentinel. We'll talk some Miami Dolphin football right after this.
Odyssey Stars and Strings, presented by X.